Welcome back, everybody. I'm gonna change my music. Here we go. Some of that Dragonbane music. So, adventuring party. Geyer just finished attempting to try to cast a spell when things went terribly wrong. He turned around
maybe they went right.
Maybe they went perfectly right for everyone else. You guys are busy communicating with Geyer, who doesn't seem to know who you are. After you guys climbed over a barrier, approaching this strange village that you guys have been trying to find for the last couple of days. Upon discovering this, someone called out to you from a distance. A rather regal-looking mallard. So my question is to you, what do you guys do?
Kalska is just still hands up towards Geyer. Like, the universal, I mean you no harm body language. And is trying to talk to him as he's panicking, and then there's another duck like 50 feet that way, and she's just trying to get him to focus for a moment.
Okay.
Lady Halfling, if you think you can handle this, I could go address the other one.
I guess go say hi and find out if he's good or bad and if we have a problem, and I'll try to fix this, but I don't think I can fix all this.
I believe in you. I'll throw everything over. You can do this.
This is poor timing for our duck to lose his memory, because what if they're related?
Or we need somebody with like any amount of charisma in their body. Like, this is a problem.
What if that's Geyer's daddy?
No.
Beltis is gonna go head over to go talk to this other duck.
They have the same bill.
Belthus starts to shamble his way in his heavy armor towards the other mallard. So Belthus, are you like helmet on, like completely decked out as you?
I will take off the helmet and kind of cradle it and go like, ahoy!
Okay. Oh yes, ahoy there! As he kind of like holds out his hand to you. Looks like he's holding a few books under one arm. As you start to approach, you got a couple of several feet to approach him. Anything that Geyer and Kalsika and Connery would be talking about, as Connery seems to have had all the conditions checked off on his character sheet.
Connery's very tired. What's Geyer doing?
So Geyer is looking at sort of like at Kalsika mostly, because Kalsika seems to be the one sort of leading the interaction, but is still sort of pacing a little bit, looking down, sort of taking stock of himself and realizing, okay, bill, feathers, and then seeing the other mallard kid is going to, again, keeping that same sort of not making any sudden movements, is slowly going to start sidestepping and like circling away and going towards the other mallard kid.
Mr. Geyer and Kalska doesn't physically try to stop him, but is keeping like pace with him, and just goes, I know you don't know me, and I know appearances being what they are, you would think you know him. You don't know him. None of us know him. Unless you know him from before you met me, but you've been with me for a while now, Mr. Geyer, and I don't think you know him very much because we've never been here, and he doesn't look like he travels much because he's old. Trust me, it's okay. I swear on all of the hot buns I've ever eaten in my life, everything is okay.
Guy's sort of looking at her and then looks over at Connery. Does she have a gluten allergy?
I'm still trying to piece together if that's your father over there.
You think he's my father?
No.
Daddy! And I'm going to start running.
Calska tackles Geyer's feet.
At about this time, as the commotion is happening in the background, Belvis, you approach the regal mallard, and he looks like he's taking a couple steps towards you. One thing that you do notice when you approach is he is just off the trail. There is what seems to be a small tent set up. It looks like there is a fire pit that's kind of aligned with these kind of smooth stones around this around in a circular form as the fire kind of. It's a very small fire, a lot of hot coals. Looks like there is a pot, a very nice cooking pot, like hanging over it. You catch the scent of some kind of maybe wild game stew, perhaps some kind of wild bird, maybe a grouse or something like that. Catches the scent. Yeah, there is like a little tea kettle that's sitting on one of the like a hot stone beside it. Looks like he's got this little pad set up here near this location. And another thing that you notice is there's this weird glowing kind of shimmering wall just beyond that tent. You can kind of see through it, but after a little ways, things start to get a little blurry and disoriented to your sight. But he looks to you and he's like, "Oh, greetings, traveler. It is so good to see another soul along these roads. Oh, a knight?
In the flesh, and if you'll excuse me, we are dealing with a little bit of a situation here."
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Is it a situation I could be of service to?
Depends what your skills are.
I am very skilled and highly intelligent. Oh, excuse me for not introducing myself. My name is Canutus Bowtie, at your service.
Canutus Bowtie.
Indeed. And you are?
Belthus, at your service.
Belthus. A knight, I presume from the... Perhaps the Marble Forest, ah?
From nowhere important, but perhaps perhaps you can help us. It seems that my colleague back here is suffering from some amnesia.
Amnesia?
Is it something that you have expertise in?
Oh, I dabble in a little bit of herbology and such. I may be able to put together some kind of concoction that could help.
Guys, he may be able to help. This guy can do herbs and concoctions.
Daddy, is that you? Help me, Daddy!
Why is he calling me Daddy?
You hear that, guy? Papa has a fix.
I don't want to be the one to break it to him, but he looks just a tad older than me.
Ouch.
Yes.
I'm having way too much fun to tell him otherwise.
Kalska is literally clinging to Geyer's webbed feet. And is just trying to convince him to just wait until we know what's happening before you start assuming familial connections or anything.
I'm not assuming anything. The weird wolf guy told me it was my daddy.
Oh, so you'll trust the weird wolf guy and not the little one that's trying to make you feel better and calmer. Okay.
How did he come about this condition anyway?
That's to Belvin. We're still far away. I'm still arguing back here.
Well, perhaps you'd like to join me over with them. Got quite a nice setup there with your tent, by the way.
Oh, sure. Would you like a spot of tea?
Let's sort this situation out before we sit down and enjoy some tea. What do you say?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Let me just set these few books down over here, and he kind of shifts off to the side there, and just inside the tent, you see him kind of like, he disappears, like his top half disappears in the tent. You can see like his tail just kind of like flicking around a little bit back there, and then he pops back out of the tent and starts following you over. He's got like this jolly trot to him as he's like moving about. And he starts walking towards you, following Belthus to the rest of the group, where it seems a halfling is attached to the webbed feet.
And all you hear from the halfling currently is the curse word she has learned from Geyer.
Oh my, what terrible language.
Sorry, you had to hear that, Sir Bowtie.
I haven't heard some of those words since I left Eskin.
Kalska is not even paying attention to this other duck. She is just clinging desperately, and she's starting to get teary-eyed. And she's just, like, you know how little kids do that, like that's where Kalska's at right now.
Oh dear!
Guyer's looking over at
Elvis.
There's something wrong with it. I don't know what to do with it. What do you do with these things?
She cares for you, Sir Mallard.
Yeah, I figured out I was a Mallard. I have the same face as my father. He said it was my father.
We look nothing alike. Oh, by the way, Canutus Bowtie at your service.
Your feathers are the wrong color, and your bill, Mr. Geyer, is more angular, and Kalska's just pointing out all the ways they cannot be family to make him listen, and she's just sobbing, so it just sounds like nothing, but she's pointing a lot.
I say this as no offense at all, but you do appear to be a little older than I. That would make it very impossible for me to be your daddy.
He is smart.
Guy looks over, then looks over to where Connery is, and just getting frustrated, looks around, grabs a crossbow bolt, and is just going to throw it at Connery.
Okay.
Connery catches it in his mouth like a rose being thrown at it. At one of those, what's the people that wrestle wolves?
Oh, the
Toreador.
Yeah.
Matadors?
Matador.
Yeah.
Matador.
It's in Spanish. It's like a corredor or something like that, if I remember.
If Dogs for Life were here, she would figure it out. She would figure it out in a second for us.
She's got important things. She'll be
Guys just going to sort of look down at Kalska. Well, if you're not, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know who you are. I don't know who I am.
And I'm trying to explain to you, and you keep trying to listen to other people and not listen to me, and you've known me the longest, and that's really mean.
But why don't we just do this? Why don't you guys all make yourselves at home in my small tent here, and just take a moment to relax and talk and see if the memories come back.
Connery just goes straight into the tent. Say less. Thank you. I am so exhausted. And he pokes his head out, he looks at Geyer, and he goes, so, yeah, I was just having a good time with you, because I know that, I don't think you're in any immediate danger, but I am also not sure how we're going to get your memory back.
Connery, you're in immediate danger for messing with Mr. Geyer when he's not doing well.
Can't hear you. Tent is closing. Oh no.
So we've been talking with Connery for about a minute, so I'm gonna incite Connery and see whether or not I believe him.
Okay, you can make your awareness roll.
Okay, I see.
Oh yeah.
I will look down at Kalska, look back over at Connery, and reach out and, like, very uncomfortably so, like, like that one friend that every married couple with kids has, who just doesn't have kids and doesn't have any clue how to deal with them, reaches down and just sort of pats Kalsica on the head, like that's where it's like that uncomfortable, like slight push down. It doesn't hurt, but it's like it's not how you do it.
Geyer, Kalsica, and Conry, I will tell you this. As you guys are kind of approaching with Canutus, if you guys are kind of walking there, if Conry said he went to the tent, so that would be kind of walking back that way. You guys also notice the air, like that strange shimmer of kind of like a wall just beyond where the tent is. It's almost like that road that you guys were traveling on, like disappears into it, kind of like there's this weird like barrier wall that glistens. But on the other side of it, you can see, like, it's blurry beyond it, but you can see beyond it, and it looks like beyond that that shimmer barrier, you can see what seems to be a village beyond that barrier.
Guys, you look down at Kalsica. Is that where I live?
No, Mr. Geyer, we technically don't live anywhere right now because we're traveling, because we're doing business, and you have a cart full of goods and 2 dogs on the other side of that wall back there that we couldn't get over, and that's how we got here, because you were trying to use some kind of magic to get through the wall, and I think your magic went bad.
I'm magic?
Newly magic. It's something you decided to do while hanging out with these people, and I think it was more to overcome the fear of magic, and now maybe the fear is going to be worse, and I'm not really sure how this is going to play out in like a week or 2, but...
Wait. You don't even remember that you're magic, Geyer?
Keep calling me that.
Okay. You, as
Do
far
you
as
remember you promised me 100
Kalsica
gold?
glares at him. Kalsica is glaring at Conry and is like holds out is like reaching for her blades but doesn't touch them fully, and, like, and her eyes are just like, I will fucking cut you.
Yep, the tent.
I swear to goodness, I'm gonna end up hurting my entire friend group just because everyone thinks this is funny.
Belthus, Canutus brings you, he looks like it's this like small little cup that he's just poured from a hot, like boiling kind of tea kettle thing, and he hands you a little bit of steaming hot tea.
Ooh. Enjoy with my gauntlet. And...
yeah, it's like barely like 3 or 4 sips. An interesting brew I've discovered along my trips.
The flavor, it's aromatic.
Purchased it from some small village while traveling over the Whispering Flats.
Seems you've been far and wide.
Oh, yes. I'm a scholar, a bit of an academic, you know. Study the world.
Is that what you're doing here? Studying... I'll gesture toward the shimmering...
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, I first came to the Misty Vale on the whispers and rumors of this strange place surrounded by magic and just treasures foretold within this land, you know? Lost treasures, lost places to I don't know, you know, stretch and peruse. As someone sneaks and grabs a headphone. And he kind of like looks around and he's like, yes, I've been running some tests, some experiments, if you will, on this barrier. I'm not really sure about it. It's not a lot that I've discovered in my many weeks of experimentation.
For the first time, Kalsica will like look around at anything but Geyer.
Okay.
I noticed this shimmering thing. Does this look at all like the portal that Tinny closed?
I will allow you to make just go ahead and make an awareness roll for me.
Okay. My suspicions about everything are on high alert because I don't have my duck. I succeed.
It doesn't look like the portal, but it has, like, it doesn't look like the portal, but it has kind of a similar quality to the sheen and the texture and the... There's something about it, but it doesn't look like exactly like that portal that you saw. Like, the portal that you guys saw was...
bad vibes, and this is...
very, very bad vibes. This is more like... This is more like you're looking through something that's just kind of like blurring your vision.
Water.
Yeah, through water.
Like a waterfall, almost. Like,
yeah, it's...
Okay.
So Connery's gonna notice that Kalska's slightly distracted. He's gonna open the tent just a little, and whatever food he found in the tent, he's just gonna hold it out to Geyer and try to lure him into the tent.
Kalska is literally
Connery seems to be holding some sort of sub sandwich out of the tent.
$5 foot long.
That's right.
As Connery does that, you would probably notice that Geyer has, like, now that Kalska's let go a little and was looking at the wall, Geyer has taken one large step to the right, like he was going to take off running away.
Kalska's just stepped with him.
And his Connery says, like, "Oh, thank you, I'm good."
No.
Belthus turns around. We've got a runner.
It's funny, before you said that, I just whispered back and said, "Hey, everyone's looking at the wall. Geyer's out." I rolled twice. I pushed it and failed.
Yeah.
Kalska is literally just like... For her, it is not uncomfortable because she knows Geyer, and she has no social skills to understand that being this close to somebody who doesn't remember you is considered rude. So she's like this far from him, so she can feel the wind shift when he moves. And is just moving with him to stay close.
Canutus looks towards Belthus and Sir Knight, you travel with a very interesting group.
Tell me about it.
So how long have you been traveling together?
I just met these people today. I've never seen them before in my life.
How long have we all been in Gameland?
That's a good question. It's probably, about 2 months?
2 months, yeah.
I think it's been about that with all the travel back and forth from places?
I meant to like do the time math on it, and I started to, and then I lost the thread somewhere. Yeah, it's a few months.
Though we haven't known each other long, we've been through many adventures.
Oh, well, me and Geyer, we go way back.
Kalska just goes over to the tent and closes it and ties it shut.
Muffled.
She's just like...
And then Connery just starts eating the sub sandwich inside.
Canutus is food. Kalska doesn't give two craps about what Connery's doing in his tent.
I'm going to look over at Belthus and Kalska's going to say, "I don't trust that one if I know him, do I?"
The one in the tent that I just locked in there?
Yes.
You like him?
Seems a bit
He's helpful.
strange.
We all
He
are.
grows
That's
on you.
kind of the problem. But everyone, okay, you don't know me. You don't know everybody. Fine. What you do need to understand is this. You are usually the most put together one of the group. So the fact that you know absolutely nothing right now is apparently funny to everybody else and distressing to me. So, take that for what you will. We've been together for many months before them. And all I know is the guy who, like, flashy, salesman-y coolness, and they think this is funny that you don't know what's going on.
I was a salesman?
Kind of.
Talented one, a purveyor of fine goods.
Yeah, I clearly remember there was a handsome halfling back then, too.
Yeah, but he left us, so he doesn't count anymore.
That jerk?
Yeah,
Never met him.
he left before you met us, Belthus.
Ah,
He decided he wanted to go off, and I don't remember what he said because I got really mad at him because he decided he didn't like us anymore.
Canutus kind of looks towards Guy and says, I knew you were a salesman the minute I saw you.
Know me.
Well, no, I saw your medallion around your neck. I mean, who else but a salesman would wear a coin around their neck? You must find your wealth to be of high esteem.
Then Garrett starts checking his pocket and realizing.
He has all of Kauska's gold, and he doesn't know that it's Kauska's gold. Yes.
Oh, also the way is. Apparently, was a rather good salesman.
In particular, he has taken to traveling with us and exploring ancient ruins and selling some of the valuable things we find there.
Oh, I'm sure there would be a plethora of coin that could be had with the treasures that can be found here in the Misty Vale.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I'm doing rather well for myself.
Kauska just looks over at Geyer and looks like she's about to tell him that that's her money. And then she looks at Belthus and she just sits down by the fire, looking very, very sad.
So Connery opens the tent again, finishing up his sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell us what's with the town here? But what is it like? Is it a shield to protect them, or?
You know, I really don't know.
Can we touch it?
You can try. I've been experimenting by, tossing, various things onto it.
Exactly. That's a scientific thing to do when you don't want to touch something.
You see, and he kind of grabs like this container, and he takes like a handful of something. For instance, salt. He takes some salt and he walks over to the barrier and he goes and throws it at the barrier, and it seems to just like vanish and disappear into the barrier. Nothing happens. Oh, watch. And then he reaches down and he grabs like a handful of like dirt. It's like, dirt? And he tosses it to the barrier. See, nothing.
Did you poke it with a stick?
I have tried poking it with a stick. Nothing.
Can I try something?
What would you like to try?
Do you happen to have a silver coin?
I do. He reaches in and he pulls out a silver coin. He hands it to you, Connery.
Connery goes to throw it at the shield. Oh no! It disappeared.
Canutus is just watching the shield. See?
Fascinating.
No response.
Strange.
But I did discover one thing. He gets out this little, it kind of looks like a cigar box. And he opens it and he grabs what looks to be some small particles of something. And he sprinkles it onto the barrier. And all of a sudden you see these little glowing like beads. These grains start to glow with this like high intensity, and they start to speed up and zing really fast and just disappear out of view. See? It reacted.
What was the stuff that you just put on it?
Yeah, what's that?
It's called Guano Draconis.
Arrow?
Yes, it's a fossilized dragon droppings.
Did you just touch that with your hand?
Of course.
Did you make this sandwich too?
He made the sandwich and the tea that you both had. Good job.
Geyer's going to walk a little closer to the wall, pick up a stick, and try to shove the stick into it.
Okay. Yeah, the stick just kind of like disappears into it. No resistance whatsoever. Just like you're...
Pull
Are
it
you
back out. Is the stick there?
Yep, stick's there in your hand.
Oh,
Mr. Canutus?
Have you tried to walk through it?
Oh, of course not.
Have
Yeah.
you seen any animals go like an ant? A bird?
No. Haven't seen any.
that gives me
That's a good that's
perfect
a
idea.
good observation though. I should really keep a lookout for those types of things.
I mean, I feel like it's not. Forgive my lack of understanding of all things magical because I refuse. It is not of this world. It is magical or extra something or the other and weird. So I feel like animals would probably naturally avoid it.
Oh, Albert.
Don't you dare sacrifice Albert. Kowski will end up
Albert.
eating you.
Isn't he on the other side of the fence?
Yeah,
with
I'll
the-
get-
I think
With
he's
the
guarding the
dogs
dogs in the
on the
cart. Yeah.
I feel like Lady Seer would want to cast Sense Magic in a situation like this.
She could, yeah. Tenumeral could totally do that. If I will keep track of like her willpower points. I guess I think Sense Magic is 2.
Let's,
Or no, yeah.
Yeah,
let's
super
do
one.
this. Geyer will, before you mark that down, Michael,
Uh-huh.
Geyer is going to walk up to the wall and
Okay.
putting both hands in front of it. Is going to go. That little thing told me I was magic.
Let him go. Kowski
can
just
do
looks over
this.
and just goes.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Canoe just like looks at you worryingly. What is he doing?
And I am going to attempt to cast Sense Magic.
Okay.
Now, how would you like to rule this? Because Sense Magic is technically... It's a trick, so it just happens.
Yeah.
I don't know
Sounds
how
like
you
a-
want to rule it where Geyer
Geyer
really
doesn't
doesn't
know
know what
crap.
he's doing.
Geyer, you get the sense that this place is affected by magic. Almost on the side of, you get the feeling like almost like this place has been cursed, and that this could be something that is causing a rift in time and space.
So Geyer's just a couple of inches from the wall and just literally falls onto his wrist and just sitting there like this, staring at the wall. Just
Is he okay? What happened?
His feathers aren't fire. I think he's okay.
I am magic.
Oh, now you believe me.
I know Kung Fu.
Same energy.
Geyer's gonna sort of walk over and a little softer this time, pat Calcica on the top of the head, trying to be a little bit more mindful.
Kowski just mutters, "That's 2 times," under her breath. She's counting how many times Geyer pats her on the head, and we'll discuss that with him at length later.
And Geyer will look at you. Apparently, it's time.
I'm.
Like the
Yeah,
season
Mr.
time.
No. What is the name of this village?
Oh,
Wow,
from all my research that I've been able to muster, the village is named Black Ridge.
And
But I've only been able to see, the blurred mask of it through this barrier.
I failed that roll.
Yeah, can I do a Myths and Legends?
Yeah, sure. I'll actually give you a boon on this roll, Calcica, because of a certain book that you had.
I made it the first time, and then that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll ignore that second one, right?
Yeah.
You remember you read about a mysterious hero named Cato the Curious.
Yeah.
His abode was in Blackridge. This is where he was from.
Okay. Kauska's eyes go wide when he says Blackridge. And then she... For the first time since we got on the other side of the wall and things went poorly, she's going to leave Geyer's side willingly. And she takes like 20 steps away from the portal and from the group. Kind of like heading slightly back towards where they came from. Because she's thinking and she's like grabbing her book and looking in it. And is trying to puzzle out what all of it could mean. And she's thinking about so many different pieces of like the adventure so far, and she's starting to spiral a little. You can almost see the red string board behind her. And she's like, this.
Real quick, this is player asking. Does anyone remember, did Numeral tell the group that the village was known as the village of the day before?
She said that eventually she would have told us like on the trip. Like she didn't in character. I think
Okay.
last game she said I would have told them as we went. But
So the day before, she would have told us.
So basically, my question is, would the party have known that the village is known by some as the village of the day before?
I don't think Numeral ever got like the name of a village. I
She just
think
got
all
village.
she got was the village. So I don't think that would have ever been something that Numeral character would have known to be able to even tell you in the first place.
Okay.
She did tell it. She did say distinctly that everything she learned in her magical usage, she would eventually tell us. But
So you say
You're right.
that it's time related.
Yes, it's got something to do with time. So I have an idea.
Perhaps we should call it the village of the day previous to this one now.
That would be yesterday.
Perfect.
And yesterday has nothing to me. Just pictures that I always see.
Should I touch it? I want to touch it.
We should absolutely go in. Yeah.
Kauska does not say anything as they're talking
That
about
big,
it.
heavy metal man.
Okay, Kauska
Hold my
starts.
hand.
We need the heavy metal man as alive as possible.
Hold on a
'cause
second.
I want him to hold my hand. I'm going to stick my hand in.
Okay. I'll give his hand a good grasp.
Kauska just runs through the portal. She comes back and just
Kauska
fucking
ju-
books it straight through.
you just go right through.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You guys start holding hands, and you guys just watch Kauska just go boom, right through.
That one.
So Kauska, I will say for a brief second, you do feel
Yeah.
like a little tingle.
Uh-huh.
But it's like this, I guess a vast like change of like air quality and temperature
hmm
as you get to the other side. You turn around and you can still see your companions kind of back there, but they're blurry.
hmm Can they see me?
They can see you, but you're kind of
Okay.
blurry to them as well on the other side of the wall. But one thing you first notice when you get in there, Kauska, is that first of all, I think it was kind of early morning when you guys were doing this. It's late afternoon. Like it's about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. The sun is starting to set here. You'll also notice that there's a completely different season in place here.
Oh god, how cold is
Where
it?
it would have been springtime where you guys were currently, where Belthus and Geyer and Conry are, it's autumn here. So you see the trees are all orange and yellow and reds along the outskirts of this place. But you can see the village straight ahead of you, of a little road that kind of leads to it.
Okay. Kauska, really quick, just looks around this other side of the portal. Do I see anyone? Do I hear anything? What's the immediate read of the situation that I have found myself in?
I mean, there are people, but they're up towards the village. Like, you're still a little bit a ways from the village. You have a little bit of walking to do to get there.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can see people moving around. You see like what looks to be like a small farmstead. Looks like they've got a fence set up. Looks like some kind of sheep or something in the pen, maybe pigs, maybe. You can see what looks to be a massive tower. Stands probably 50 meters into the air. From this range, I mean, you have to get a little bit closer. And it looks like in the background, the backdrop, there's like kind of like this mountainous area like right behind it.
Okay. So I don't really sense that there's something immediately bad happening over here. There's no one coming after me. And it's like, aside from the weird time and weather change, it's normal over here.
Yeah.
I look back through the portal, and then I will try to walk back through.
Okay. You start to walk back, and all of a sudden it feels like time begins to slow, and you're met with resistance, and you can't walk back out.
You guys see Kalska like stop?
So we can still see her.
You can see her. And as you're walking back, you notice, Kalsika, that view of them has kind of drifted from your sight.
Okay.
And it just looks like, kind of like in a video game, whenever they just put like a standard backdrop back there, it looks like a standard backdrop that you just can't travel any farther out in.
Wild gesticulation of things are going like, oh god, I messed up, but also she's extremely relieved that she went through it, because in her head, like, if Guy put his hand through or anyone came, like, she's okay being over here other than she can't get back.
Right. What about the rest of you? What are you guys doing as you now see Kalsika like flailing? Although the blurry form of Kalsika, she's kind of like flailing like right there at the edge of the barrier.
Henry just walks right in, and we can't hear you from that side. What?
Kalska just laughs a little and looks at Connery and goes, "Good job. Now we're both stuck over here.
We're stuck?
Go ahead and try."
Now you guys both see Connery and Kalsika's blurry form just waving out in front.
Geyer's going to rip his hand out of Beltus's and take 3 steps back. Just.
Come on, Mallard, don't you want to make a fortune?
Oh, not I!
Kalska's holding up her book. Kalska's holding up her book and pointing at it as if, like, I have an idea. Like, she's... You guys are used to Kalska just randomly talking about stories and stuff, so this should translate well through this.
This is fascinating. It seems that they can't come back out through the barrier.
And apparently she wants to write about it in her diary.
Oh, speaking of that, Canutus goes and grabs his like journal out. I need to start taking all these down. He starts taking notes of everything that's transpired here in the last few minutes.
Geyer's going to walk over and just sort of sit in the tent for a second, just put his hand in his head, just like...
I'm going to go track down Geyer.
All right. You find Geyer. He's like pondering him in the tent there for a second, Belvis.
Also looking around in the tent, is there anything interesting in here?
There's a bunch of books.
He doesn't know that I love books. This is really pissing me off.
Are they nicely bound, or are we talking they might be worth something?
They look really nice. I mean, this guy looks like he's well studied, and it looks like he brought a little traveling library with him.
Hopefully before Beltus comes in, guys, just going to sort of walk in, look around, see these nicely bound books, and I'm going to try to steal them.
He's still got it.
That's grab them all right in.
Okay, I'll give you a choice. Okay.
Okay.
You see one book, 3 books actually 4 books actually kind of pique your interest as you're kind of just taking a gander. You see one that you kind of just open just slightly, and it looks like it's drawings of some interesting creatures and monsters. You see one that is kind of looks like it has the ingredients and other kinds of like herbal remedies and healing remedies You see a book that's kind of like first aid kind of esque. There is one book that seems to be kind of like a historical kind of book. And you see one book that seems to have teach multiple languages. Which one in particular are you fancying right now?
Geyer is going with the monster book.
Okay, so you grab this book. You're able to kind of tuck it away. Basically, mechanically, what this will do is you can use this book to grant a boon on any beast lore checks.
I'll just sort of sit there for a few minutes, and then when Balthus eventually comes in, you'll just see him just sort of sitting there, just rubbing his chin, shaking his head. What have you people gotten me into?
Well, I think technically you got yourself into this, but setting that aside, think of it this way, right? The halfling and the wolfkin told you have magic powers, and they were right. Now they've jumped through that shimmering wall to potentially try to figure out the root of what's going on. Logic follows, you might want to go along and see what happens. Perhaps it'll solve whatever's going on in your memory.
Was right on the magic piece, I suppose. And that other one does like to eat. It would be rather sad if he decided to eat the little one. I mean, one would expect you to be a little more upset if someone was... I mean, what if that wolf eats your child?
She's not my child.
Oh, I just assumed.
That's her full-grown size. And anyway,
she drinks more than Balthus on a nightly basis, and yeah.
You're that other mallard person, canoodling, correct?
Canudus, right? I believe Sir Canudus Bowtie.
Knuckle? What?
Yes. Did you need something?
What? Is there a way to get back out of this maze? Apparently they told me we climbed over a wall somewhere.
Well, it appears, and he looks over to the wall where there's blurry forms just like continuously going like this.
Oh no! Now I'm trying to do charades.
Excellent. I'm not really. It appears as if they cannot get out.
I don't think they understand this, Kalska.
Kalska has finally given up waving her hands and just goes, "Yeah, but I think Balthus will make him do the right thing. So we'll just wait a minute."
Does anyone have any rope?
I think Geyer has the majority of the rope on his person.
It's in the wagon, though, I think.
I think it is.
Right.
I am carrying a rope, actually.
Okay. As you seem to be a rather strapping, metal-bound, heavy individual, give me one end of your rope. I'm going to wrap it around myself. I will wade through the wall to them, and then you can pull us out.
Brilliant.
I'll tie the rope around myself.
Okay.
Help you get it nice and tight.
Nice and snug.
Yeah.
Please, my stomach's a little larger than that.
Suck it in.
Push it down under the gut, pull the belly over the rope. And then we'll make my way through the wall.
All right. Yeah. So you feel the tingle as well. You can definitely see the change in seasons as you walk through, and you see you walk right in the middle of Kalsika and Conry, who Conry continuously is kind of just thinking that he is like projecting, but as you turn around, you see that the rope just kind of goes beyond you and then just like ends. It's still taut, but it's just like ending. Like there's nothing, like it's just disappearing out of nowhere.
I'm gonna give it a little like 1-2 soft tug.
Okay.
Would I feel that on the other side?
Oh yeah, you feel it.
So we can
I'll reach
communicate in
down and I'm
binary.
just gonna grab Calcica and give it a good old-
SOS.
Matt Damon movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scoop up Calcica and then give it a good like 1-2.
Okay.
And I'll give it a tug.
You tug, and as the rope gets to the end, what happens is Geyer and Calcica, you feel like you're just starting to get pushed up against some kind of invisible wall, and you just start going as Balthus continues to pull you, and Balthus, you just see these blurred images like against the wall, and you're just yanking on the rope.
Oh boy.
Canutus is like, fascinating.
Yeah, write this down. Write this
I
down.
mean, you can't even pull them out.
Yeah.
Calcica thinking she's gonna be helpful and probably more than likely just gonna end up scaring Geyer and fucking things up. Takes her dagger out and tries to cut the air in front of them,
Okay.
like where the wall is, where she feels this like wall.
Okay.
Tries to cut.
Yeah, it's just like resistance. Nothing really happens other than it just feels like something is just resisting.
Does
like-
it feel like a dagger against a brick wall, or does it feel like I'm cutting something, but it's not going deep enough to get what I want?
Doesn't really feel like you're cutting anything at all. It's just a strange like force that seems to just slow you down. That's it.
She puts her dagger away. Well,
Geyer's
Right.
gonna put his feet up against the wall. Using the tension in the rope, can I start walking up it?
yes.
For maybe like a couple meters, but
Yeah, how high is the portal? How high is the portal?
When you guys first got there, it was kind of like domed. Like seeing it from a distance, it was like domed.
Geyer's gonna start walking up the wall a little bit just because.
Well, eventually, like on
Calcica
Balthus's
grabs
end, the rope
Connery.
just starts going like this, and then
Yeah. Calcica grabs Connery so that we're beneath Geyer as he's climbing up this portal. And she's like, gotta catch him, Connery, let's go.
Penumeral just
Sir
walks
Bowtie.
right through the barrier.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, Sir Bowtie, my talents are needed on the other side. I'll go get some data for you.
okay, great. Good luck.
I'll need it, and then I'm just gonna head through.
Just head through. Yeah, you feel the same tingle, and see this change in seasons, and then all of a sudden, a mallard drops into your lap.
I feel like the whole way down it was just. That's all.
And what that means in English is.
That's about it. That's about it. So, you guys, having passed through this shimmering barrier, you find yourself on the edge of this small village. Seems to be a flock of sheep that amble a bit farther away. A simple path leads to the village, which consists of a few modest houses centered around a tall, black tower. On the other side of the village is a rocky outcrop, what looks like large reliefs carved into the stone. From this distance, it's hard to tell what they are, but you can see that there is some kind of relief into the stone. No matter what time of year it was outside the barrier, it is late afternoon and autumn in here. The air is cool, the trees dressed in autumn colors, and the light seems to be fading from sunset. Crows are circling above the tower. What looks like a large flagpole, but horizontal, sticks out from the top.
Calcica just looks at her brain and goes, okay. So, I had a thought, and then I decided I would rather get into danger than have Geyer get into trouble, which is why I ran through. And as we're all still alive, I don't think this was the dumbest idea I've ever had. So, and Kalska will begin to explain her conspiracy theory that, from what Tinny learned and told us about Ophelia and them referencing a village, and about Cato, and then Cato's village being Blackridge, and this being Blackridge according to Canutus. Kalska's theory is that the final piece of the statue is over here. And we had to get here in order to find the final piece, and whatever time warp this is, in order to go back and defeat the bad guys.
No, we can't go back. Wait, I have an idea. Does anyone have an axe?
In the cart, I think.
A shovel?
In the cart.
Sir Knight, your shield.
What are you proposing?
May I borrow it for a moment?
Depends what you're proposing.
We need a shovel.
Oh, to dig under the...
Dig under the ground, tunnel, and then come up on the other side.
Perhaps in this town we may find an actual shovel. It might be a little more ergonomic for the purpose.
Oh, wait a minute, I have a better idea. You there, dog boy. Dig!
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yes, sir.
If he can dig us a nice tunnel underneath, we may be able to get out of this trapped thing before we all starve to death.
Quick question for you guys. Are you guys able to see the new map that you're on in Roll20?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was taking notes, I was not paying attention to the map change.
I like the music, too.
I can also see the sun.
Yeah, you can see the sun. That is my light token that it's giving light to this place.
I was gonna say, we're in this tiny little space and there's a sun in here. I think we're all dead.
That's just a marker. That's all that is.
Time to head in, perhaps.
Belthus is walking his way towards the village.
Yeah, Kalska would shrug and walk with him. Because this was her plan. From my story, from the book that I read and everything that we've heard over time, do I have any knowledge of what kind of people lived in Blackridge, or any actual data on this place, other than Cato?
Well, the thing about Blackridge is it's basically the village kind of popped up as people who are either somehow they work for Cato or they support Cato in some way. It was very small, and all you would probably know about it is not a lot of wealth here, other than like Cato himself. Like Cato was the important figure here. No one else was probably they're the large building that you guys are starting to approach. You can tell is some site of inn or something. Probably sprouted out from people traveling to meet with Cato or have dealings with Cato and then need a place to stay or whatever in that process. Cato wouldn't let them stay in his tower, so they would have to stay in this inn or whatever. Very small.
As we're following Belth, and Guy's going to sort of catch up with Belthus and Kalska and look down at Kalska. So you say I'm the put together one of this?
You're the one who usually talks and can make people believe what we need them to believe in order to not get arrested or immediately attacked or murdered.
In other words, you're great at lying.
Not always lying, it's just he says things the right way, unlike the rest of us, and Kalska pointedly looks at Conry. And and therefore we get into slightly less trouble.
Yeah.
Then perhaps what do we need these people to believe?
I
Become a beast.
think we need them to just believe that we're travelers. Mention nothing about portals. Mention nothing about season change. Like, act as if this is all normal. And
We're just passing through.
We're passing through, and we just happened along the road that led to the village, and we're looking for a place to stay and everything else, and we will figure it out as we go. I personally think that Cato, who is the man of the village, like the ruler, not as good of a mayor as you will be one day, Mr. Geyer. I think there's something of his here that we need.
So, apparently I have political aspirations.
According to me, you do, yes. And Kauska holds up the flyer.
That's you.
Gonna do. Oh, that's very nice. Double weight paper, very nice.
I stole that on like the first week we were hanging out together, that paper, and I decided to save it for something special, and then I made that, and then you've forgotten who I am since then, so I'm a little bit mad at your career right now, but we'll get back.
And, pat. I appreciate that. I'm sure we'll be fine. But I'm just gonna take it, sort of roll it up, and stick it in his pocket.
At this point, Connery walks up behind the two of them, finally catching up and going towards the village, and he also pats Kauska in the head. Did you hear that? You did good.
Kauska bites at Connery.
Yeah.
Savage.
And listening to Kauska, Geyer's gonna do what she's telling him he's gonna, and just start walking towards the inn.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Put an air like he has some clue what's going on, and just...
Yeah,
survival.
Why are we know and love?
As you guys walk up to this village square, you do see this large building here to your left, on the left of the road walking in. That is the... Now, it's a rather dilapidated looking building in the shadow of this tower in the village. Several windows of it have been boarded up, and above the door hangs this badly painted sign, which with a little imagination can be assumed to portray a jet of fire spewed from a dragon's mouth. And you can see in this terrible kind of scripted lettering, it says, "The Blazing Breath."
Told you we'd find an inn if we just followed the road long enough.
DM question. So this building looks a little run down, and everything here
Yeah.
doesn't look great.
Yeah.
But nothing looks damaged or burned, even though this sign has something about fire, but like the village itself, everything here
Intact.
is intact.
Here's to be intact, yeah. I mean, the tower itself looks in really, like, nice condition.
Yeah, like that's, yeah.
Where
like,
everything
the
else
wealth
is kinda-
disparity is obvious here.
Yeah, it's just a wealth disparity thing. It just looks like these kind of huts and these homesteads are just kind of like ramshackle and just
They're
not the
just thrown
best.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kaus was remembering the story that this place was ruins and that there was a dragon attack here, and
Mhm.
so she's looking for like signs of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say the name on the sign was?
The Blazing
Blazing
Breath.
Sounds
And
spicy.
actually, it's funny. Geyer and the player are having the same thought right now, as he gets all sort of cocky and starts walking forward, and all of a sudden stops, turns and looks back at Kauska. What? I'm sorry, small one. You just said you read about this person.
Yes.
Can I see that book for a moment?
Okay. And Kauska will pull out her book and find the passage and hold it
And-
up to Geyer. Like she's still holding onto the book. She's just like, it's right there.
No. He's gonna just loose, very lightly, sort of flip to the front of the book
Hmm.
and look to see when it was printed.
When this book was printed?
Yes.
Copyright page.
Basically, what Geyer's just having the thought is she's saying, "Oh, the village was burned down. This guy was a bad guy. I read about it in my book."
He wasn't.
Geyer's walking forward and is going, "Hey, well,
His morality's a little weird.
the village is here. I did that magic thing. It was something about time.
Mm-hmm.
She has a book that said this place doesn't
That's-
exist anymore.
That's why I think
And I'm
that we
looking
needed
at it.
to come here.
Mhm.
That's why I think we needed.
So I want to look and see the book, and we don't have to go numbers, but I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, is there a difference between the year that I think it is and the year the book was published?"
And at that moment, you get kind of like this little aha, like pop into your mind, Geyer, because as you're looking around at the townsfolk, their clothes seem to be a little bit dated. The architecture, even though it's ramshackle, dilapidated, it looks a little bit archaic and a little bit like this is a long time ago.
That blouse is so last year.
That's
Geyer immediately 2 steps back and throws his arms out and just blocks everybody.
Something wrong?
Calsco
Don't.
walks under his arm.
Step on anything.
Why?
We're in the past.
I knew that when I walked through the portal, Mr. Geyer.
No, not like the little past, the long ago past.
Calsco's
long
fine
ago?
with all this. She's like, yeah, that's what I thought was happening
Are-
here.
We talking?
Geyer just sort of grabs Kalska by the short picture. Why would you not tell us that at the beginning?
I literally did 2 minutes ago when I said we had to come through this time board. She's like, I totally laid out that this was, we had to come to this place while it was still here, and I said that the place was destroyed. So like anyone with like basic grammar would understand past and present tense and all of these things. She
wonder
sees no
if-
problems.
Wonder if Lady Seer and I will live long enough to return to our time.
I feel like we're all gonna get back to our time. Stop bragging about elf lifespan, Belfast, okay? Everyone's attitude today.
It's not like we have infinite food in here. Wolfkin Man will devour us all long before we have natural
What's
causes.
what's the closest townsfolk that we see to us?
As Geyer's shaking what looks like a child.
It looks like there is a farmer there off the side of the edge of the village square there. Walking, seems to walk up, he kind of like looking around. He looks a little distraught and disheveled, and he's walking around with a walking stick.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
How are you today?
Well, actually, to be honest, I'm quite annoyed.
You are.
Oh yes, my paddock fence broke in the back, and my sheep got out.
They've gotten out.
They've gotten out. They've escaped. It was terrible. Little God. Sure, it was the ram.
The ram broke the sheep out.
Oh, I'm sure. He's up to these things all the time.
Yeah, but the ram is essential because if you don't have enough ram, it just won't operate.
This man's from a long time ago. He has no idea what you're talking about.
Calsco looks at the farmer and then points to back where all the sheep are just randomly roaming.
Mhm.
Is your farm back there? Are those your sheep out that way?
Oh, you've seen my sheep?
We saw sheep that weren't in a paddock.
Then that's probably them.
Look slightly larger than Bo Peep. If we get your sheep,
Yes?
could you give us a little insight and information about your town? Would you be willing to sit with us and tell us about you?
Of course. If you could
What's
get
your
my
name?
sheep back in the paddock.
Sir,
Yes.
would you mind explaining what the brand for your farm is? We know that these sheep are yours and we're not stealing someone else's sheep.
The brand of my farm?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
do you, like,
brand
burn
that
their-
goes on your sheep.
Oh,
or whatever.
I don't
How do
really
we
need to
distinguish?
do that around here because I have the only farm in the village. So
Oh, okay,
it's-
that helps. I just didn't want to take like your neighbor's sheep and then have you guys get in a fight.
Oh,
because
no,
we're not
it
sheep.
won't cause any. I'm Rax, by the way.
Racks?
Rax.
Rack sheep.
Yeah, Rax sheep. Yes,
Sheep
they're my
Rax.
sheep.
How many sheep do you have?
There are 9 of them. 1 ram, 8 ewers.
Got it.
Are those the things used to ladle beverages?
Ewes are the. Female sheep.
Oh, I thought you said you were.
Also a swan maiden.
All right. Connery's gonna go completely ignorant to how to collect sheep, and that's not the word I'm looking for, ignorant, but he has no concept that sheep and wolves do not mix, and he's just flexing his arm, going, "All right, this is gonna be easy."
Kalska takes like a running jump and like smacks the back of Connery's head because that's how she has to hit him.
Oh, what do I do?
You're gonna scare them.
But I'm so sweet.
Send the Tin Man after them.
Kalska just starts walking. She like rolls her eyes and she's just like, "Oh my gosh!" And she just starts walking. And then she stops and turns back to Rax. Where is your house? Where are we taking them if we get them?
Oh yeah, it's right here. This one behind me, and he points to this medium-sized estate that has the fence in the back yard.
Are you gonna fix your fence in time?
Well, of course. I'm gonna go get the supplies that I need right now from the back, and I'm going to fix the fence.
That was a great question, Kalska, because if he doesn't, then this is a repeatable daily.
Yeah, I don't feel like doing this multiple times. And
Grind for reputation.
Kalska just sighs and starts walking back towards where we saw the sheep when we came in.
Hold on, Kalska, hold on. 14 more minutes, and I can ask one question to these sheep.
If you walk really slow, by the time you get there, you can ask them a question.
Geyer's just going to the inn now.
Guy's going to the inn. Okay.
With still 50 feet of rope tied around his waist, just dragging behind him.
Okay. Excellent. That's perfect.
We fit in so well.
So you guys are still going to the sheep. Geyer's going to go in the inn. Is that correct?
Yeah,
I just want to make sure I have everybody in the right
Yeah,
place.
Still focusing my spellcast.
Okay. I think this is a good time for us to take our break for the evening, as Geyer gets ready to head into the inn here. So we're going to take a short break. We're going to go refill beverages and get a quick stretch. So we will see what happens here, the village of Blackridge, with our party, as they've discovered that they may be pretty far back in time.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm legit not worried.
Most of us figured it out. Somebody knew didn't share.
So we will see how this goes when we get back. We'll be back in a few moments. Stick with us. Hello, and thank you so much for hanging out with us here at Proficiency Bonus. Please take an opportunity to support our sponsors.
First up is Little Dragon Corp. Little Dragon Corp is an online storefront based in the Great White North of Canada. They sell everything your heart could desire, so long as everything your heart desires is largely polyhedral dice sets and other TTRPG sundries. Check them out for all of your dicey needs. Perhaps buy a lovely hardcover copy of one of these fine books. If you're feeling especially cute, you could treat yourself to a t-shirt or one of these fine little proprietary Little Dragon Corp dragon plushies. They've got all the classic types of dragon, like Mooney, Terra, Dad, whatever strikes your fancy over on Little Dragon Corp. Be sure to enter our special promo code BONUS at checkout for 15% off of your order. That's BONUS, BONUS, for 15% off your order. That's like if you made 7 individual purchases, you could basically buy anything you want on the store and it's like it was free with all the money that you saved from earlier. I'm absolutely positive that's how math works, and I will be taking no questions at this time. Thank you, Little Dragon Corp.
Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com.
Don't forget to find us on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. Links to our social media pages and outlets are located below this video.
Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month.
While we are away, now is a great time to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free, and there you will find hours upon hours of content to enjoy. Click the bell icon to activate notifications so you won't miss a single show. Once again, thank you for joining us. We hope you are enjoying the show, and we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. We've got our Tenumeral back. She's feeling a bit better.
Animatronic recreation, and she's been really busy during break.
Right, so we're gonna pick up with Tenumeral and Geyer as they are walking into the Blazing Breath. And I'm gonna just, for everybody's sake, I'm gonna move you all to a new map so you guys can see what it looks like too. And I'm going to take you to the interior of the Blazing Breath as you walk in. Good, shift a bit. Down a little bit so it's not overbearing everybody. So you guys, hopefully I can shift ping you and you guys should be able to see inside. Open.
Yep.
Here's what you see. When you walk in, you can notice that there are about 10 guests, perhaps, in the inn here. Just kind of going about their day, having a beverage, having a meal. A bartender is getting some drinks ready behind the bar there, as a person waits patiently. A man with a large mustache waits patiently for his beverage. Seems like there's a barmaid walking around, kind of picking up plates that have napkins kind of piled on top of them, and just kind of moving about, checking on everyone in the establishment.
I'm gonna look over his shoulder at Numeral.
Come along, elf lass. The first beverage is on me.
Okay.
And is just gonna sort of walk up, nodding at everybody as he's sort of going. Just, that polite sort of not saying anything, just, how you doing? But eventually making his way up to the bar.
Yeah. The bartender, kind of burly looking individual with red hair and a big red bushy mustache, sets a drink down in front of this guy with a large, kind of almost like handlebar mustache that sticks out to the side. Real old looking kind of jacket on. Grabs the drink and kind of just gives the bartender a wink, and you see him side over probably what looks to be about 3 copper. And immediately, Geyer, with your just natural instincts of coinage, even with you having amnesia, it's really cheap.
Okay.
Back in my day.
Back in my day when gas was a nickel. Orange goes far as the eye could see.
Oh, you don't see too many of your kind in these parts.
Apparently not, but I just passed one on the road. First one I'd seen in a while.
Oh, fancy that. What can I get you to drink?
Oh, what you got that's strong? It's been a bit of a long day for me and the little lass here.
Well, much I can muster is I've got some strong ale. That's about it.
Oh, sure, no. 2 of those.
2 of those. You got it. He kind of drifts back off into the distance. It looks like he's kind of looking for some wooden mugs that he's got back there in the back. This place, you notice, it's not like when you guys were at Three Stags and had these nice glasses and things like that. It looks like they got old traditional kind of, the pints, the wooden pints and things like that.
Looks like a small barrel.
Yeah, it looks like a small barrel with a handle stuck to the edge of it. Yeah, he kind of gets 2 out, slides them across, and he's like, "Well, yeah, 6 copper."
I'm going to see pull out and we'll take out 10 silver out of his pouch.
You're gonna give this man a heart attack.
Very quietly, just be like, we've had a rather good sales season, and slide over the 10 silver.
He's like, "A good sales season."
Oh, okay, I managed to clear out my inventory.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's our first time through here. I had heard tell of a small town out this way, but hadn't had opportunity to make our way out.
Well, I appreciate it. You see the guy with the larger mustache who just got his drink next to you? He's eyeing your coin and taking his mustache.
And watching as he takes a bag back, boom.
To Numeral, what exactly are you doing as you're being passed a pint?
She would ask, do you have any newspapers or anything like that?
Newspapers? We don't do newspapers.
No.
Any worthy news in the town that we should be aware of? A few of our friends are helping gather some sheep for Rack's
Coracle Fallipatorian or something like that.
Rax, those sheep are always getting out of that pen.
Perhaps he needs a better not blacksmith, but a bloody...
Oh, he does all the work himself. That's the problem.
Oh, yes.
So what brings you to Blackridge?
I was looking for new potential deals, trade routes, ways that I can further benefit my network and perhaps benefit the town.
Unfortunately, there's not much you can do here without going through Cato.
How do I speak to this person? I'd love to, perchance, set up some sort of a trade deal with him.
Well, I mean, first thing I'd recommend is having quite a name for yourself.
Would anyone in this... Sorry.
No, excuse me. Yes, lass.
This is a question for the DM. Would anyone recognize the crown I'm wearing? Because we found it in like a Dragon Emperor ancient cave thing too.
So are you looking?
Like, would that be familiar?
Are you looking around to like get a vibe if anybody's like eyeing it? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an awareness roll.
That succeeds.
Success. Okay. You get the idea that they may recognize it, but it's not really like nobody's like making a big deal about it.
Okay.
I will look back over at the barkeep. Well, what's the best way for one to make a name for myself?
Well, you connected with Eladane at all? You know, Emperor Eladane?
Geyer's just sort of taking a sip out of his drink and...
Apologies, yes. Oh, faithful in our Lord's service.
Well, perhaps you can approach the tower and give the bell a ring, and perhaps Gorm will let you up through to speak to Cato.
All I have to do is ring a bell to get this audience. Thank you.
Well, I mean, you'll have to speak to Gorm. He's the basically the butler, if you will.
Geyer will reach back into his pouch, pull out another 6 silver, and hand it to the innkeep.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for the information.
He looks at the guy with the really pointed mustache. It's my lucky day.
Geyer is to sort of turn around and take in the scene a little bit and then look over.
Well, Elflas, do you feel like going to ring a bell?
Should we tell the others first before we do that?
Why? They're off hunting sheep. They said I'm the one who's the most head chair in this group.
If we're going to go into a potentially magic tower, I mean, I am good for that, but I think it would be good to have, the knight to take a blow if one were to come towards us.
Is the knight magic too? The little one told me I was magic and that I did things to a wall.
No. You are a little bit. I am very much. However, the knight has very wonderful powers where if someone were to try to attack us, he's so strong, he just steps in the middle and nobody can hurt us. It's basically like magic. I don't know how he does it. And nothing hurts him almost ever. Except unless he gets eaten.
The real magic is him disappearing into people's stomachs.
Yeah.
I was climbing
Anyway,
up a wall.
I think we should go together.
Balthus casts invisibility. Now you see him, now you don't.
I think we should
So as you say that to Numeral, and this goes with your awareness rolls, you guys are getting ready to kind of move out of the inn here. You do notice over in the corners, you guys start to take a few steps away. This kind of, I want to say almost like wet and greasy looking long-haired individual that's sitting over here. Looks like playing dice with a female orc over here in the corner. He starts to like all of a sudden go in this like strange like cackle. He's like and then looks over in your direction and he's like, this table is ours. Remember that. And then goes back to like rolling the dice.
What did he say?
He said, this table is ours. Remember that.
Oh, okay.
And then he just kind of went back to his own business.
Sure.
12 minutes.
How long has it been your table for?
They just kind of like look at each other and then look back at you, and he like cackles a little bit. Like, no matter. Make yourselves at home.
How much are they
and he starts to cackle a little bit, and it almost turns into a cry at the end of it. Like,
can I see what they're playing?
Try to find a way out of this. Don't worry.
what was that, Guy? What were you asking?
What game are they playing?
It's like they're just like rolling 2 dice. You kind of get an idea like they may have invented their own game here, just for entertainment's sake.
Are they betting?
It doesn't look like they are.
Is that how you get Geyer's memory jogging? Betting?
Possible.
Geyer's gonna walk over
I
to.
remember money.
If this is your table, shall we play for it?
Oh boy.
He kind of looks at you and looks like there's like tears welling up in his eyes, and he looks at you, he's like, not now. Not in the mood.
Geyer's gonna into his pouch and pull out a single gold coin. I'll wager this.
He looks up at the coin, and it doesn't really affect him at all. And he just looks back down. Not now.
Put it back in the pouch and lean real close to his face. What year is it? I seem to have bumped my head.
He did bump his head.
Make a persuasion roll.
He bumped his head from the inside.
We call that a brain hemorrhage.
That's a success with a brain hemorrhage.
He looks towards you. He kind of gets closer to you as you got closer to him. And you start to like see like his skin is yellowish. Like he looks sickly. His teeth kind of have dark in the gums. And he looks towards you and he says, I wish I knew.
Did you come through the wall?
I did.
How long have you been here?
I don't remember. Such will happen to you as well.
And immediately Geyer looks at the ground.
There's all of a sudden there's a music screech, and everybody like looks over there and it's like, oh, what a language! Oh, this is just a pot. Oh, terrible. And then all of a sudden the music kicks back on and everybody goes about their business again.
I didn't quite realize that many people
drink here.
Well, we better figure out a way to get out of here. Let's go,
Forgive me, I have to go find that diminutive person and shake them until they tell us why they did this again.
Why are you shaking her?
Apparently
She's nice.
she knew going through the wall would put us in another time. And
11
didn't tell
minutes.
anybody.
Didn't you?
Shakes his head and just starts walking out.
Table. I'm just reminding everyone that he did. He sensed this was a time rift.
Yeah. I heard that.
Can't play for everything.
I'm gonna take you guys back out
Thank you, Tinny.
to the village map. I'm gonna put Geyer into numeral. This is gonna be what's taking place while you guys were doing that.
Okay.
Okay, so you all approach the area where you noticed those sheep, and they were kind of like, I would say, probably way out here on the edge of the village. Here is where you guys saw them. But you guys were moving in that direction. And it looks like Conry's starting to like slowly approach one of the sheep, and he's got this mystical energy about himself as he's reaching out his hand towards the sheep. You guys have been familiar with this. It looks like he's trying to engage and start a conversation with this animal, or at least ask them a question.
That's the one question ever since he went.
What are the rest of you doing, Belthus and Kalsika, in this moment as Conry is like trying to be sheep whisperer here?
Kalska would go towards another sheep in the group. Actually, better question. Where's the ram?
Just kind of out there grazing along with the rest. It's like they're one big herd. They're moving along together.
Okay. Kalska would very gently approach the ram with an apple or whatever she has in her bag out, and just kind of like just holding it out, not talking to it.
Do you have an apple in your bag?
I have a bear trap.
I feel like Kalska has like food in her bag.
Throw the bear trap in the ram.
I feel like Kalska just always has like some remnant of food in her bag, just as she.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could have like some ration type things.
Yeah.
You probably have those in your pockets. Mm-hmm.
I have a spot open in my backpack too. So.
Okay. So you're holding it out towards the ram. Okay.
Yeah, just to see if it pays attention.
It is paying attention. It's looking towards you. Do me a favor, and
take 9 bludgeoning damage.
I'll let you choose. You can either make beast lore, bushcraft, or persuasion.
Oh, persuasion.
Okay, I'll let you make either of those rolls. You can choose. Ooh, yeah, so coaxing this ram with this food. The ram starts to slowly take a few steps towards you, like sniffing at the air, sniffing towards you. Looks hesitant towards you, then looks over towards the rest of the sheep. Very hesitantly towards Conry. Conry can...
It's a natural predator.
Yeah, the sheep do not like the presence of Conry around. Conry has to keep taking steps forward to stay in range of his spell, as the sheep came naturally like grazing away from him. But yeah, it seems the ram takes a couple steps. The only problem is, it's at that time you start to hear barking from behind you.
Not me.
From behind us or from behind the sheep?
Not me.
Behind you. You turn around and a sheepdog is sprinting in the direction of you guys and the sheep. And the sheep all of a sudden get super startled and take off, and they bolt. And they start to leave this trail of dust behind them as they start running. And the ram takes off too with the sheep, and the sheepdog just circles around you guys, ignoring you 100%. And just starting to bolt after the sheep. And the sheep start running in this direction, up this way, and kind of curve. and they go towards the tower. And they start to run through this strange sludge.
Oh, God.
And the sheepdog follows them and starts to run through that sludge too. And then something really freaky happens. The sheep start to take off like Santa's reindeer. And they start lifting off into the air, and they start to glow a little bit, and they start to speed up.
Okay.
And then they go starting like zinging like super sheep
Okay.
around
I
in
have-
circles.
I have questions.
I do too.
First question. Does the sheepdog also fly?
Yes.
Second question. Is the sheepdog herding in the direction of where Rax's home is?
It seemed
Like,
as
are
if
they curving?
it seemed as if it was. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
But it seems that the sheepdog is even surprised by this unexpected happening of now being able to fly. Geyer and Tenumeral, it's at this point you guys are walking out of the cavern. You guys notice something glowing and flying around above you in the village square. It's a flock of sheep. Bah! As they're singing by. And then all of a sudden, you hear this massive... as one of the sheep slam into the side of the bar and almost like just disintegrate into this puff. And one after another, you hear boom, 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 as all the sheep slam into the front of the inn, denting it, breaking it, putting like some of the wood cracks into the inn. And then you hear a big yelp as the last thing that hits is the sheepdog.
Ooh.
What the heck? I don't think they successfully got the sheep back.
I have a question.
This is what happens when we leave them alone. See, we have to go back.
10 minutes.
Oh.
I have a question.
Are they magic?
Well, a wolf is also magic.
Oh, and don't wolf eat sheep? That and sending him after the sheep may not have been a good idea. Now he's just tenderizing his lunch.
Yeah, this.
Do we see this from where we are as we're like trying to follow this like
Yeah, you saw it all happen. It was bad. It was pretty gruesome to watch.
Okay,
Failed.
so you think I have a
Just had to follow the
process,
trains.
I have a process question.
Sure.
When they went poof,
Yes.
is it like poof magic poof or poof explosion of innards poof?
Poof explosion of innards. Poof. It was sheep traveling at like the speed of sound hits side of building.
Okay, so it was their speed and like
Yeah.
Okay.
They almost
okay.
sonic boomed before they hit the side of the bar.
Alright. So Kalska's gonna not walk into the sludge. Good call. Good call.
Henry's just so confused. You hear him muttering to himself, "A 5-ounce bird cannot carry a 1-pound coconut."
As you're sitting there pondering, though, you all start to hear what sounds like flapping.
It's an unladen swallow.
Okay, pause. We hear flapping. Is it
Flapping.
bird flapping or giant flapping?
It sounds like massive flapping. And it
Oh.
sounds like multiple
Shield.
units of flapping.
Multiple units of.
And it's
Kalska's
coming
running.
from above.
Kalska's running to the inn to see Tinny and Geyer.
Okay.
And just starts yelling, "I think the dragons are gonna attack."
And as she says that, a plume of fire erupts down out of the sky and starts consuming the entire village. You guys are all wrought with severe pain. As flames erupt around you, you cannot breathe. And then all of a sudden, darkness takes you. Kalsika,
Mm-hmm.
You open your eyes, and you are alone
Great.
on the village road where you first entered the barrier. The time of day is about 5 p.m.
Don't you freaking game changer me right now?
It almost feels like you had just walked through the barrier for the first time. A moment later, Conry appears next to you.
No, what were you trying to signal us on the other side? Calcia, over here. Hey, what were you?
Then,
Does Conry totally not remember anything?
after quite a while,
Uh-huh.
Geyer pops in with a rope tied around his waist.
Mm-hmm. Kauska is
Now,
ignoring Geyer now.
You all remember what happened before.
They all remember.
You remember.
Guy immediately takes off running towards the tower.
Kauska?
Okay. You're still pulling your rope, so on the other side, Belthus, you're like, all of a sudden, Belthus, you kind of appear, and so Belthus starts dragging on the rope on the other side.
Did Belthus and Tinny remember from the other side what had happened, or did they only remember when they come through?
Well, then basically it's kind of like, it's not as if you're coming through, it's if you're respawning.
So anything that.
But you're
happened
respawning in the
before-
same place, in the same order that you came through.
But
Okay.
anything that happened before we went into the portal did not repeat.
Not exactly, because like Belthus was outside a little bit, you know, and that wouldn't have happened that way. So he just kind of came in after Geyer.
Yeah.
I'm just asking because I didn't want to eat that guano sandwich twice.
Oh yeah, no, you don't have to eat that sandwich.
Okay.
Conry is still
Tenumeral?
picking guano out of his teeth.
Go ahead, Tenumeral.
Tenumeral's gonna turn around and face the barrier and try to cast a spell.
Okay.
I guess I'll just do it for the full power level because I want to try to get rid of this thing.
Okay.
So I'll take away 6 points and I'm gonna go for it. Okay, that succeeds.
Tenumeral, as you cast this towards this barrier, nothing happens. You have a feeling like this particular magic might be a little bit too strong to break in this manner.
Yeah, it's more complicated.
It's more complicated than this. There's something else that needs to be done in order to fix this situation.
Okay.
Good call.
So it worked once.
And also on this side of the barrier, it's a lot harder. Perhaps if you were on the outside of the barrier, because like technically you can't really see the barrier on the inside. It's just kind of like this ambiguous space that you think might be the barrier, but you're not really 100%.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay.
If
So Tenumeral would then turn around and share that. Yeah, that didn't seem to work. And the innkeeper indicated that if we had any business with Eladane, then we may be able to get an audience at the tower with this Cato. Perhaps we should head there.
Yeah.
And maybe we should keep that duck on this leash.
He still has the rope around him. Kauska's running with Geyer to the tower. I have an important question. Does Geyer still have all the money he spent? Does his money respawn?
Ooh. Good question.
I would say it is gone.
Ooh.
Okay.
So Connery's gonna test the limitations of the time warp by first casting Bird Song and then second casting Floral Trail behind him.
Okay.
Once Geyer gets to the tower, he's looking for that bell and is just going to start hammering on it. Let's think of a bell I got on short notice.
Nice. So one thing you do notice on your way there is you're walking through the village coming from like the opposite direction that you guys did. You guys see that kind of gangly looking guy walking with the female orc, and it looks like they're just walking casually towards the inn as you guys are headed towards the tower.
Do we see the same farmer on the road at roughly the same positioning we would have seen him as he ran?
He's kind of in his backyard, what you guys can see right now.
Yeah, okay.
Because you guys kind of, like, last time you guys diddle-daddle a little bit, and you were slow the first time. This time you kind of, like, bolted. So he's still a little bit off. But, yeah, you do see him, and he's wearing the same clothes. He has his walking sticks. It looks like he's baffled and looking at his broken fence right now.
Okay. Kalska's at the tower door. Excuse me!
So when you guys get to the tower rises nearly 50 meters from the ground and is made of this ominous black basalt. On the side facing the square is a sundial, and on the east side is a protruding bar of polished steel that what looks to be like some type of feeding trough. The tower door is a sturdy old thing clad in steel plates and studs. Skillfully crafted dragon-shaped hinges as well that connect this door. There is no door handle on the outside. A bell in the form of a gaping dragon's maw with a clapper for a tongue is mounted next to it.
Guy was just going town on it until somebody shows up.
So you just start ringing this bell, thing like that. All of a sudden, you hear the door kind of unlock from the inside, and with a screech, yeah, and the door kind of starts to open inward, and you see in front of you a massive figure. And I'm going to show you what he looks like. Go to everyone. This is who you see. It looks to be some type of troll standing there in front of you, about 10 foot high, very sturdy and stout. Looks like he has a belt, wearing a bunch of what looks to be small, shrunken heads and limbs and things of that nature. So that's who you see opening the door. And as he opens the door, he kind of looks at all of you and then just goes, "Oh." And gets this like blissful expression on his face for a moment as he's sniffing the air. It almost looks like he's starting to drool a little bit out of the side of his mouth. And then after just a moment of doing that, he's like looking over top of you guys. He's in focus towards you for a moment. He leaves this long, deep sigh, and then he like shakes himself out of it and looks down towards you. Yes.
I was told to speak with you. I have business with Lord Cato.
I'm unaware of any business with...
It's rather urgent, my good man. If you could just be a friend. I come on behalf of Lord Elistray.
He means Eladane. It translates weird from Ballard to common. I'm sorry.
So I stopped that mail.
He's also old.
Oh.
I'm not that old.
Casca stomps on his foot.
And I'm not that stupid. I would have heard if Eladane had sent any, guests. Besides, Lord Cato already has important duties to take care of. He's not seeing guests this time.
Like the dragon that's about to attack your town.
Dragon attack.
We came across some dragon knights on our travels on the way here, and well, we've also found some dragon artifacts that might be of interest, such as this ring. And she would shake her bone necklace a little bit also, so he could see that he's not the only one wearing body parts.
Well, you do have some great fashion, but you could have just pulled that ring off of anybody there, sweetie. And then he kind of like looks around at all of you. He's like, I'm sorry.
It's a magic
tower is
Elidane ring.
closed.
What do we see behind him?
It's almost like there's just like a little foyer kind of thing with a staircase that kind of leads up.
So no door.
No, you don't see a door.
Geyer is going to look over down at Calcica, and then sort of reaching out while Tenumeral is showing off the ring and sort of has Gorm focusing a little more on her. So, I really hope you're right about this.
I am.
And he's going to do this, say that one hand on her shoulder, the other hand out like this again. Like he imagines it's supposed to be done.
Oh, no.
I am magic. I am magic. I am magic. You can't see me! And I'm going to use Puff of Smoke, grabbing Calcica, and try to sneak by this guy and run into the room in a cloud of smoke.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And hoping that Calcica, as it goes up and it goes to pull her in, that she gets the...
Yeah. Kalska's, this is fine.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, make a sneaking roll.
And Puff of Smoke does give a boon to it.
Sure.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah.
Okay. So you just kind of push Calcica through? Is that what you're doing? Or you both
basically
go?
I'm grabbing her shoulder. The minute I managed to get the Puff of Smoke to go off, I'm grabbing her and pulling her towards where the door was so we can get in. And then just start looking for somewhere we can go. If it's upstairs,
Here's what I will say. This is a massive creature, and he's filling up most of the space of the door.
Like a foot tall.
Calcica would be able to get probably between his legs. Geyer, maybe not so much. Geyer would probably have to make an additional roll to get by, and it'd be a contested roll because you're basically trying to like sneak through with Calcica, kind of between, like crawl between his legs, in essence.
Okay, so basically shoving Calcica, and I'm going to try to follow.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, I get caught. And
go ahead and make an acrobatics roll for me.
Okay.
And the rest of you, what are you doing as this happens out of the blue? As a puff of smoke happens, and you see kind of Geyer and Calcica disappear in front of this creature.
I'm gonna wait to see if Geyer gets caught or not, and then make my decision based on that.
And I'm pushing it, and I succeed.
Okay. Wow, I rolled like garbage. So, you are able to squeeze through, but not without him knowing. As he feels you kind of like weaving your way through, like between his legs, and he looks startled. Like, what's going on? And he's like looking all around the smoke, and the smoke's starting to clear a little bit. What are you guys doing?
I am emerging from the smoke, interposing myself right in front of him with a small bouquet of flowers from my floral trail. Say, here you go, sir.
He looks towards you, and it looks like his eyes are burning with rage. And he looks and he's like, "Oh, you'll make another fine trophy on my belt."
No.
And he looks like he's getting super angry and about ready to like steam's about ready to come out of his ears. Calcica and Geyer, what are you guys running? Where are you running to?
So you said all you
can really see is a staircase that leads up.
Up the staircase.
Hey, it's
and right behind Calcica.
it's spiral.
Up.
And there are, after, like, you're running, and there's, like, eventually, like, there's, like, a door, but then the stairs go back, and they keep on leading up.
Under any of the door, as we run past, Kalska's looking for any indication of, like, a light or sound, like at a glance. Like, if I can tell as we're passing or approaching that there's somebody maybe in there, fine. But she figures Eladane's probably a pompous idiot, and he's paranoid in his old age from what Kalska remembers of stories. So he's probably at the top of the tower, the hardest place to reach. So Kalska's just booking it, but she's just looking for any sign of anyone else on any other floor as she goes.
Okay. I'll say after you get past, like, the first door, you notice on the wall, it looks like somebody took, like, a knife or something and just put, like, a mark on the wall. And then you go a little bit farther and you notice another mark.
The
on the
same mark?
wall.
Or just similar scratchy marks?
Similar scratch marks, yeah. And then you go up a little ways and then you find, like, one, and then a couple more steps up, and then there's another one.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of sporadic in the way that they're placed.
Are they... do they look purely like scratch marks? Like if you were, like, lost in a forest, you didn't want to, like, go past the same tree twice? Or are they symbols?
They look like scratch marks. They don't look like symbols.
Kalska's just booking it then. She's like,
Okay.
look, this is somebody's trail to, like, I've been here before.
And you're just going to the top. Okay, Geyer, what are you doing?
Unless I see a fire or something,
Okay.
the door cracked, I'm going.
As we're going up, and because you said it's what, about 50 meters?
Yeah. It's a good ways.
Looking up, does it look like we're making progress towards the top?
You don't know. You don't really know because you're, like, really enclosed in. Every once in a while there's a window, but it's not a very big one. But you can tell, yeah. I mean, as you're going, you feel like you're making progress. But here's what I need you guys to do as you're climbing. I need acrobatics rolls. I need Kalsica, go ahead and make one first, and then Geyer make one afterwards. While you guys are making those first, Belthus, what are you doing? It looks like this guy is going to get ready to turn around, and he looks like he's about ready to give chase up the stairs.
I am waiting to see what happens.
Okay, you got it. Tenumeral, anything you're doing?
She would try to kind of neutralize the situation a little bit. Just be like, I'm sorry about our duck friend. He has amnesia. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't understand who anybody is or what's happening. He hit his head, and this wolf, I think he hit his head at some point too. He doesn't act very normal all the time either. I'm very sorry for them, but, you know, I do think that perhaps your Kato may want to see this. And she would rehash that Eladane, like, chant that makes the ring light up.
Oh, and you like glow the ring? Yeah.
Yeah.
As you're, like, glowing the ring, you can see, like, he's, like, in a fit of rage, and he's looking at Connery, and he's like, looks at all of you, and he's like, when I get done with them, coming back down for you. And he slams the door in your faces, and you hear him just go, and he starts taking off up the steps. Geyer and Kalsica, you can hear massive footsteps chasing behind you. Did you guys both succeed on your first one?
I succeeded.
Geyer fails.
I did not.
Okay.
I was actually hoping to take a swipe at him before he goes.
Okay. Well, here, before you even get to take a swipe, all of a sudden the village is consumed by fire.
And we reset again, don't we?
And you guys are back at the part where you entered space. Now, here's one thing I forgot the last time that you guys respawned. The moment you respawn, you're supposed to be taking a condition of your choice. So since this is your second respawn, that means you guys have to choose 2 conditions of your choice as you respawn here again.
And this is why I don't push rolls, because random things are forced on us. I'm not gonna die.
I might.
Okay, so time is of the essence then.
Mhm.
How does Connery look?
Dapper and slightly handsome.
You're doing okay, though?
What do you mean?
Didn't you have all the conditions last time?
No. Michael was joking because I was.
Oh, wait, that was
yeah,
the
yeah.
session before.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. You passed out.
I think you guys all had a rest before you started.
Yeah, because remember we raced to the side of the lake and took camp there. Yeah.
Oh, we did? Okay.
So
What did you all see inside the tower?
But we did spend.
as we're walking,
On the
Kowska
energy
would
stuff.
explain. Lots of stairs, scratches on the walls. That's it. That's as far as we got before.
Wait,
We should just kill this guy immediately.
no.
I mean,
How did the sheep fly?
Leave
They
leave,
ran into
ran-
the sludge.
yeah.
leave the doorman to me. You guys just go for it.
Kowska,
Maybe
as soon as Kyra says, "How does the sheep fly?" and then Connery says, "Leave the doorman to me," Kowska's, as we get to the tower, diverts to the sludge near the tower
And
and
right
hopes
behind
that
her.
she will
I'll
fly.
join too.
You guys are all going to the sludge?
Kowska's going to sludge.
This guy or Galsica, I'm following her. We
Okay.
had the same idea.
Fly out.
Anybody
Fine.
else? Anybody else going that way?
Yeah.
I'll watch, see what happens.
Okay. Excellent. So you guys head over there, and what you see on the east side of this tower as you go where the sludge was, this is that part where it was underneath that protruding bar that was horizontal, way up above on the tower. There is a large heap of stinking sludge here. The smell is so pungent it makes your eyes water the closer you get to it. All vegetation near this heap of what smells like sewage has been reduced to this putrid slime.
Galsica,
Yes, Mr. Geyer.
that is what you said your name is, right? Remember the other duck we met?
Mr. Canutus.
And he threw something?
Dragon poop. Yeah, it's this. And Kowska just jumps into it.
Oh no, gross. Jurassic Park moment.
Yeah,
That's
And,
full.
and Geyer follows suit, even knowing it, because
Look,
Kowska's gonna
Kowska
reach
is.
in, start smearing it under his eyes. Like,
You know.
Gross.
I went for full immersion. You're doing like specific, which is going to be, I think, worse in the long run.
What about Connery and Numeral? What do you guys do to do? You guys just watch your party
Sydney is
just
not covering herself in poo.
launch themselves in poo sewage sludge.
Yeah, I want to see what happens to them.
Okay.
Nope,
First.
not touching it.
Up and away, Doc.
Kalsika, Geyer, and Belthus. Everything around you all of a sudden starts to move in slow motion.
Okay.
this is wonderful.
Except for you three. You three seem to be like
Yeah, we're
all in this-
normal to each other,
You're normal
yeah.
to each other, but the world around you, like Numeral is just like staring at you guys and like barely moving.
And she's like going to like move her hair off
Yeah,
of her
it's like
shoulder.
it's like a very slow
Like
and
a Magic Girl
pronounced.
transition.
Yeah, it's like the big.
Geyer is going to
On an
run over
entire
to
army
Connery
like
with the hood closed.
What did Geyer say?
And Connery does that, and all of his fur just kind of moves, you know, just very slowly.
Geyer is running up to Connery, grabbing the hood, pulling the hood over his face, pulling it closed, tying it shut.
Kowska
In a split second, Connery can't see anything.
moves to the tower. Is it a smooth outside surface or is it stone?
It can be climbed.
Mhm.
It would still require
Yeah.
checks, but might not require quite so many now. Super
As
fast.
soon as Kowska jumps, do I feel like I am flying?
You feel like you can jump extra far.
Which isn't much for a halfling. This is some bullcrap.
I mean, you feel like you can... I mean, you're not going to be like Supermanin, but... So...
How does the bottom of the tower look? Is it like sort of ramped up? Or is it just like perfectly straight walls?
A little bit, but maybe only the first like, couple of floors, and then it kind of tapers, and then it goes straight up from there.
Geyer is going to circle back by the inn and then start running straight at the tower and literally just try to run up the wall.
Excellent.
Climbing.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm stowing my armor and climbing too.
And this is what Tenumeral and Connery see as Connery's getting his hood off of his face. You guys see like everybody is like they're like almost like going so fast that you guys can't even see them now. And Geyer actually starts to glow as he's running towards the edge of the tower, and he starts to go, and Geyer is starting to literally run up the side of the tower. Kalsika, were you trying to jump?
I was jumping with the intent of jumping as high as I could and then continuing to climb.
Okay.
And if, for fun flavor, if Geyer runs past me, he still has the rope on him.
He does?
Kalska's hitching a ride, or using it to help her get a grip for a second if she starts to slip.
You like fly up there. You guys watch. Kalsika glows too, like kind of like a meteorite shooting through the sky, and then grabs the rope, and it just... Geyer is just pulling her right up. Belthus, are you climbing as well?
Low climbing it with the armor stowed.
Okay, yeah. What do you guys want to do, Connery and Tenumeral?
I'm gonna get some dragon poop.
Are you gonna go for the dragon poop too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I also have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When we reset, do we reset to the willpower points that we had at the beginning, or do those stay gone?
Those stay gone. Yep, you don't reset your character.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's not technically like you're not getting a rest.
Yeah.
It's just an over repeat loop. Connery, what are you doing? As you see Tenumeral lathering herself up in some dragon poo.
Nope.
Nope. Not gonna do it? Alright.
Still not dragon pooping.
Alright. Tenumeral, after you dragon poop, everything around you seems to just go completely like the world is just slowed completely down. Everything's slow motion.
Love it. I'm gonna follow the rest up the tower.
Okay, you just start to climb up the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you take off. Connery, what are you gonna do?
Probably just go into the tower.
Okay, so you go to ring the bell?
Yep.
Okay. You ring the bell, and that familiar gentleman opens the door again. And same thing happens. He goes, and starts to drool a little bit. Looks over in the direction of one of the buildings. Daydreams for a moment. Yes.
What are you smelling?
Those are Malin's plum pies. Delicious. You ever had one?
I have not. When was the last time you had one?
Oh, it's been a while.
What's your name?
I'm Gorm. What's yours?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry, you're sorry?
I'm sorry. I stick my staff between his legs, and with hunting instincts, 2 boons, I topple him.
Okay, go for it.
Ignore the damage part, because topple doesn't damage.
Let me double check the toppling rules. I gotta see if I can't remember.
Right, it is contested, right?
But it's a monster, and I don't know if
Oh, he's a monster.
he's considered
Let's
a monster,
see.
and I want to see that there might. I was thinking there might have been some rules against toppling monsters, so I gotta find out for sure.
It depends on the number of legs, I believe.
Yeah, where was that rule at? What page? Because I think that's where it's on.
Page 84.
84? Excellent.
A player character can try to topple a monster, rolling against a default evade skill of 15 for all monsters. If the monster has 4 legs or more, the attacker gets a Bane on the roll.
Got it. This is I gotta get a 15 or lower. 5.
Contested, right?
Tested.
David, you said you had 2 boons. You only rolled once.
It says this is handled with an opposed roll between the skill level and the weapon and the evade. I rolled. Oh yeah, it says only once. That's weird.
Yep,
Yeah, so you got to roll 2 more times if you're using 2 boons.
Yep.
I don't know why that damn Bane didn't go. I mean,
A little better.
There's all 3 rolls.
Did you do 3?
Yeah, but you're still better.
Still better. So you try to topple him. You just kind of stick the staff between his legs and go to try to like pull it up, and he just doesn't budge. And he's just standing there, starts to growl towards you.
So what about those pies again? Let's take my staff back.
Do we hear a very slow scream from Connery?
Yeah, it's like Wilhelm scream as he's tossed off the porch. But Connery, as you're tossed away, you smell a delicious pie sitting, and you look over and you can see a pie, a freshly baked pie, sitting in the windowsill. One of those buildings over there to your right. And the aroma, it's like a cartoon. It's kind of like the aroma is like climbing your way. And the aroma just like goes into your nostrils, and there's this little finger that kind of goes like this with the smoke.
Yep. I like to investigate on these pies.
As the rest of us watches, Connery's body floats through the air, following the smoke.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. The wolfkin, so floating there. There is you don't even have to like roll to investigate. There is what looks to be a freshly baked, delicious plum pie sitting in the windowsill of this building.
Do I see anybody nearby that I could purchase it from?
You don't see anybody nearby.
Oh man, that's terrible.
So, swiping the pie. Yeah, you kind of like sneak up down there below the windowsill, and you just reach up and you grab the pie. You listen for a moment. You don't hear anybody yelling or screaming about the pie being gone. Nobody seemed to have seen it.
I was gonna roll to consume it, but I don't think that needs a roll. So let me try a bite of this pie.
You gonna bite the pie? You're gonna bite into the pie?
I'm gonna try a slice.
Okay, yeah, you try a slice. Oh, is it delicious? Probably one of the best pies you've ever had, Connery. The wolfkin there now has like purple plum sauce like all over his face now. It's
I like to try to bribe Gorm with the pie.
All right, so you're going back to the tower?
Yep.
Okay. With pie in hand, you ring the bell. The door creaks open, and immediately you see him go, "Oh."
Now hear me out. I know we got off on the wrong foot last time, but I brought you a peace offering. Ignore the fact that a bike's missing. This is for you, Mr. Gorm.
You brought me a plum pie?
Specifically for you, and that bike missing.
He reaches out, takes it from you. Oh, it's been so long. And he kind of just ignores you. And he starts walking back in, leaving the door open. And he starts taking the pie and going, What do you do, Connery?
Sneak.
Okay, go roll your sneaking.
Yep.
Yeah, yep, you're in. Going up the steps.
Going up.
All right. Connery, you're running as fast as you can as you're heading up. And just so we can make this make sense, I'm going to take everybody over to a new map. Are you guys able to see?
Yeah, I don't think I want to, but yes.
So I will describe to you now. You guys, I'm gonna say you guys who ran up the side have entered through like one of these small windows somewhere on the side. Connery will be coming up through the steps, but Connery will be a second before you kind of pop up. I'm gonna turn this music down just a little bit, so it's all right. But I'm gonna kind of describe what you guys see and what you get to here.
I can't seem to move my character. I don't know why.
You're probably
you're
stuck in the
probably.
wall. Try that. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, you were stuck in the wall. So what you guys see is you enter a large chamber at the top of this tower, filled with all sorts of books, boxes, and other strange objects. On the floor lies an old man dressed in a long wizard's robe. And he looks like this. Let me show you guys a picture of him so you guys get the idea of him. Go to players, show to everyone. This is what he looks like.
Another bad guy.
Next to him sits a naked human-like creature whose skin glows like the surface of the sun. Hard to look at without being blinded. The creature's eyes are empty, black sockets from which sulfurous smoke is billowing. And I'll show you what this guy looks like. Show to everyone, show to everyone. That's this guy.
Oh, that's lovely. Hey, Belden.
Kind of cute.
So when the man on the floor is crawling slowly towards a letter lying in front of a crackling fireplace in the corner. When the man sees you, he points with his right hand to the letter and mumbles, "Burn the contract! Throw it in the fire!" And the other creature that's sitting there smiles at you and says, "Nice of you to drop in. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?"
Are we
Guy
still
is just going to run and grab the contract.
Are you going to run for the contract? Okay.
Yep.
Connor, you're probably still running up the steps at this point whenever this
Yay.
approaches, since they kind of got up here before you did.
Yeah, they had that drugs.
Yeah,
So you are going to bolt towards...
Literally bolt towards a sheet of paper, and then if I have to, even roll myself at the fire to get it in there.
Okay. So you're running towards the fire. What this does is it automatically initiates combat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get our initiative cards ready, and I'm going to pull them because the creature on the floor doesn't like what you're doing, Geyer.
As
So,
Geyer does this,
would I have had time to cast that protector before initiating the combat?
Most likely not, because right at the start of your turn, you're just going to be getting up the steps.
All right, so I'll just refund those.
That
points.
was the penalty for not bathing in the dragon poo.
Really quick, as this is all starting, and as Geyer rolls, which was Kauska's first instinct, but now that he's doing it, Kauska will, looking at the old man, do I see anything that tells me who I think he is? From my stories, my books, my study, all of my things.
You wouldn't even need to roll. It looks like Kato.
Okay.
But it
Kauska
looks
will-
like something is severely wrong with him.
Kauska immediately... How do I want to phrase this? Kauska says to him, I know you're trying to keep your soul safe. Work with us and we'll make sure you're okay. Because he was paranoid about immortality and living forever.
Right.
And his soul and things.
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
dreading his soul and the sword and all these things, and she's just trying to make him understand. Yes,
Got it.
he's weak, but we don't need any other enemies in this room right now.
You got it.
While
Geyer, I just automatically added 2 to your initiative order. Are you gonna use that ability or? Okay.
Yep, that's what I was going to call it out, but we're talking, so I just put my lightning fast in the thing. So it's
Numeral, what were you saying there?
While Geyer was like running towards it, would Numeral have had time to cast a spell?
Most likely not, because this all happened
Okay.
like this, and we're kind of like right in the midst of it. So
Alright.
I'm gonna switch us to some battle music, and we'll pick initiatives.
I didn't think you could see me. He had no eyes.
He sees with his soul.
Sees through your soul. That's right. Let's go and we'll shuffle some initiative cards. I will go ahead and deal out. Order. Oh, Geyer. Oh, Geyer. Geyer, you got a choice between 1 and 2. It doesn't even matter, does it? We'll get rid of 2. Oh, wrong way. I gotta have set. So
Sorry, do I see
Geyer,
this thing 4 times on our sheet here?
You do see it 4 times on your sheet there.
Mother.
Because it has a ferocity of number of PCs minus 1.
So fun.
That's how many turns it gets.
And I'm assuming
Geyer.
this little piece of paper that I ran towards, that's what he was pointing at, right?
Yeah, that's it. And the fireplace is this down here, so it's not
Okay.
far.
And is there a fire going in the fireplace?
There is. I forgot to animate it. I'm sorry.
Nope, I just making sure before I dove in there and there was nothing there. Yeah, so I'm going to grab the paper and then basically... Oh, he is right there, though, too. Can I pick up the paper from where I am?
I will say you can, but you're going to have to successfully evade out of his way to avoid getting some kind of monster attack dealt against you.
Okay.
Risk
Let's do
reward, risk reward.
Does he get a boon because of how fast he's moving because of dragon poop bath?
Well, the way this works is once you guys get to the top of the tower, unfortunately, things start to get back to normal for you.
Except the smell.
Except the smell, yeah. Belthus knows all about it because he's got it all over his face.
Yeah, absolutely
Okay, so
heinous.
we are doing... Yeah, I'm going to grab it and I'll make the evade roll.
Oh no. Oh no. So a monster attack is dealt against Geyer as he is unsuccessfully able to evade. Oh boy. I'm gonna roll a d6 and see what he does to you.
Okay.
That's a 1.
Ooh.
So all of a sudden, a chorus of voices rises from the demon's eye to a deafening crescendo. And unfortunately, this is going against all player characters within 10 meters. Become dazed and suffer a fear attack.
Within 10 meters of the enemy or Geyer?
10 meters of the enemy.
Okay.
So
Would that still hit Connery where he's not technically in the room yet?
I would say Connery would probably be the only safe one on this.
Well, Kauska can't be afraid because I took fearless.
All right, so there you go.
So
And everybody else has to make a roll against will.
So we're automatically
Yes.
dazed, or we?
Yeah, you automatically get the dazed condition.
Okay.
So Belthus succeeds. Geyer succeeds. The numeral succeeds. Well done. And Kalsika cannot be an effective fear. So you guys all kind of, in the midst of this situation, seeing Geyer like step into action, you guys are setting up. But Geyer, the only problem is you're unable to like get out of there with this contract on this turn. So you have to decide what you're going to do now, because you're not going to be able to do it.
It stops my movement.
Yeah.
So would I still have my action?
I believe you do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to look at the piece of paper in my hand. I'm assuming I burnt paper before, right? As makeshift torch or candle if I needed something for light.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use the magic trick Ignite. And ignite the contract in my hand.
As you guys are standing there, you watch as Geyer holds this paper, and the paper just starts to burst into flames in his hands.
Doing the same thing, though. That hand looking at it going, little one said I'm magic. Little one said I'm magic.
And you see the creature with the smoke kind of billowing out his eyes, just lets out this terrible roar, and just looks towards you guys like, "How dare you come and disturb my pleasure?" And you hear the individual laying on the floor just like let out this long, relieving sigh. And I think that's your action, right?
And then guys gonna look at the group. Help!
It's turn. That creature just approaches you, Geyer, and is going to go ahead and make a monster attack. This is a 6 this time.
Great.
Oh boy.
You know, there are numbers in between those, Michael.
I need you to go ahead and make a will roll with a Bane for me.
Great, nothing like a double Bane. Oh wait, I don't have to put two there. I put one up there. Double Bane, and I still succeed.
So basically what happens, you see this creature kind of walking in, and you just get fixated on their eyes for just a moment. And it's almost as if you can't move for a split second. And you can hear this voice in your mind. Do my bidding, you little peasant. Do my bidding. You are under my control. And you just like start to shake it, and you shake it off as they are unable to possess you, Geyer.
Wonderful. I don't even know who I am. Why are you?
I don't even know who I am. That's good. Unfortunately, it gets to go again, and Geyer, it really doesn't like you. So it's gonna roll again. 1 again was the same thing it did before. So all these like whispers cackle around. I need everybody to make will rolls again against fear.
Oh.
Success for Tenumeral. Success for Belthus, barely.
I'm just resisting with my fearless.
Using fearless again? Okay.
I'm not risking that crap.
Everybody succeeds and fights away this cacophony of just voices and just terrible demonic sounds going through the space around you.
And you said this one is the one that automatically causes.
It caused daze. So if you're already dazed, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because you guys already have like a ton of condition. So, what we're gonna do is, yeah, if you already have dazed, you're just dazed. But you guys did have to make the fear roll. So to numeral, you're up next. What do you do?
Can I cast this spell on the contract? Is it still in existence and just burning? Or wait, what's going on?
It's kind of burned up rapidly, and it looks like it's kind of just shriveling up into blackened ash.
Oh, okay, so it's gone.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the contract anymore. It did work.
Okay. I guess it's clear. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna mental strike this little dude. Let's say each additional power level adds a d6 to the roll. So what I'm gonna do here is gonna put one hand out to cast a spell and have one hand on my magical knife, which gives me an innate 2 willpower that could be used to power up a spell.
Yeah.
And I am going to cast Mental Strike at power level 2.
Power level 2.
Myself. And then that will also use the extra 2, which will make it power level 3.
Excellent.
And let me first roll to see. Yeah, so that succeeds.
Succeeds, yes.
And then let me see, what do I do here? Hurls the victim 2d6 meters away and inflicts the same amount of damage. Each additional power level adds another d6. So I roll 4d?
4d6. Yep.
Okay. So I'll do that.
Ooh, and if she's over by the stairs, does he end up in the fireplace?
Ooh, yeah, most likely.
Jesus.
Oh. Oh. 12.
Bye.
Nice roll. That was all.
19 damage. Wow. And you said hurled 2d6? Or is it the
pushed,
same?
yes.
Oh wait, it froze. What happened?
How far are they hurled in your spell description?
Let's see. It is
I thought you said 2d6, but
2d6 meters away from you and inflicts the same amount of damage. Each additional power level adds d6 to the roll. So I guess
it would be 19 meters
would it? Yeah,
because
okay.
it's enhanced by your. So this creature goes flying into the fireplace. But it cackles in the fire.
Ooh.
And it doesn't look as if fire is doing anything to it.
Okay.
But it's slowly getting up as the flames are lickering around it, and it looks like this magical boom that just happened from Tenumeral and toss him back definitely did something to him. As he's kind of crawling a little bit out of the flames of this place. Well done, Tenumeral. Did you want to move anywhere, or are you going to stay put?
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay, Kalsika, you are up.
Kalsika is going to run across the room at this thing,
Okay.
and I'm going to stab it and use backstabbing if I hit it.
Okay.
Do. I know how to make D20 roll 20 work. Do. So I hit.
You
Why do I
hit.
have 2? What's rolling? I don't know why.
Oh, you probably still have your Bane marked up top.
Oh, it's because it's an agility. It's an agility thing. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Raised.
Yeah,
So
because you're
that's-
dazed, yep.
Yep. And then I roll an extra D6 because of backstab. So 14 damage total.
14 damage total. The demon is actually going to try to dodge.
Okay.
Let me double check and see. They have a 15. They have a pretty high dodge rate. But doesn't do it.
Oh.
And he wastes his next turn doing that.
Yep.
Takes all that damage. So what do I get? 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 damage. As tries to dodge out of the way, but you make your strike true, right kind of like behind the rib cage area of this creature, and it just sinks right in. You hear it screech in pain as it looks towards you. It misses its next turn because it tried to dodge, leaving us to Belthus.
Alright. And Belthus is only wearing a helmet, not armor, because I had to take it off for climbing. So, FYI.
Okay, got you. So you got your helmet on.
Yeah, not good, but Belthus is going to charge in and swing with the Violmaline longsword here.
Okay.
Do you get any special magical bonus from it being a Violmaline?
Not really.
Okay.
It wouldn't give you like any like bonuses on the rolls or anything.
Wasn't.
But you hit anyway.
6 damage.
6 damage. So you carve into it. Screeches out once more as it's kind of backing up into that fireplace, and the fire is just like licking its back and stuff, but not really doing anything to it at all. But now it's showing these massive wounds, and the blood that's seeping out of this creature is like black tar, and it's just kind of like running down the side of its very white flesh. Brings it to its next turn. It's gonna roll a d6, and it's got all these people around it now. Oh, we got a 6 again. Belthus, I need you to make a will roll with a bane.
Cool. Now is this? Oh, this isn't physical, so I can't.
Yeah, this isn't like a physical thing.
We'll roll with a bane. Let's see here. I gotta get a bane set up. And we'll roll. Oh no! Can I push it?
No, you can.
All right, I will.
Got to take a condition.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel just sick and disgusted. This thing being. Trying again.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Belthus, you feel as if you have completely lost control of yourself. Something else has consumed your mind. And you hear in your mind, take your blade, swipe the halfling. And you immediately make an attack against Kalsika.
Oh no!
Shoot. Fucked up. I should have cast Magic Shield. I thought that was just the other spell. Oops.
Oh, I
You have to
click the
swing at
attack.
me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no!
You're just gonna
oh,
attack
no.
Kalsika. Just a normal attack with your sword.
Okay. Oh no! Oh what?
Oh, and now he rolls damage. Oh man.
I'm going to use.
Oh god.
I'm gonna use fast footwork.
Okay.
Try and dodge.
Oh, use the dodge. Yeah, you gotta dodge this.
Yeah.
And you
I
do.
dodged.
Oh thank goodness.
Kalsika, last moment, you see Belthus just all of a sudden, you can't really tell like what his face looks like because he's wearing his helmet, but he just turns towards you, reaches up with the sword and just drives it down. You roll out of the way as the sword clanks to the ground. Sparks fly up from the stone.
Kalsika just looks up at him and goes, "What the heck?"
Conry, you run up to the top of the steps.
Conry enters the room and sees Belthus attacking Kalsika. A half-dead man on the floor and a creepy thing with no eyes in
Yeah.
the fire.
Creepy thing with no eyes in the fire. What do you do?
You are an abomination upon nature. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We are nothing but dust, and to dust you shall return. Amen.
Oh, purge.
Oh.
Oh. Wow. 14 damage. Not be dodged or parried. He just takes it. This creature, as you are saying this, is screaming out. The wounds on it almost seem to open even more, and more of this tar-like liquid seems to spew out of it. And I think
Don't you say it. Don't.
No, no.
Say
We have done like
we'll pick more
50
cards.
Don't you said it.
I almost said it.
A lot.
I'm gonna add one more turn for Geyer here, so I can do this. Shuffle these. I'm going to go these out.
We have done so much damage to this thing. I am very upset right now.
Oh boy.
He's strong.
Geyer, your best one is a 4.
I'll take it.
You'll take the 4, okay? Don't forget to spend that point. Now, he's got 3 moves in a row, guys.
Oh, rip.
So here it goes.
Oh boy, this is
Gonna
gonna
roll.
I'm 12 meters away from him also.
Uh-oh, first time we've seen a 4.
A 4.
Counting has never been my strong suit.
Okay, so it reaches out its hand towards Conry.
Oh boy.
And basically with this unseen force, there's this pulse that emerges from his hand. You gonna try to dodge it?
I ain't got nothing left.
Got nothing left? Okay.
Right.
So you are going to be hurled 2d8 meters backwards with tremendous force and suffer the same amount of bludgeoning damage and land prone as you go flying across the room.
So this way.
6 damage you take, and you just fall prone over there on the other side of the room. It just launches you across there.
There we go.
I feel like we just saw this.
From all that running up the stairs.
That's it. I'll put a little prone marker there to keep track of that. For its second turn in a row, it's going to roll a d6 again. This time's a 3. First time we've seen a 3. Oh, you! The one who took my contract away. Points towards Geyer. And starts to utter something that's like really dark and incoherent. This attack cannot be dodged.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I have to roll a d4 to see which one he does. 2. This is impossible.
Can I cast Magic Shield?
Here's what I'm gonna say. Well, you can if you want.
Okay.
Is that a reaction spell?
Yeah.
Interrupt kind of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, let me pull it up again. You interfere with the spell cast by another mage. The spell is a reaction and breaks the initiative order of combat and does not replace your action in the round. You cast it after your opponent's roll to succeed, but before it roll for damage or effect. If it succeeds, the power level of your opponent's spell decreases by the power level of your magic shield. If the result is 0 or less, your opponent's spell has no effect at all. That doesn't make sense. How can something be less than 0? You can also use the spell to stop magical attacks from monsters.
I will say
reduces.
this. I'll stop you right there.
Okay.
This is not technically a spell.
Okay.
Bye, kitty.
Yeah, the kitty has ruined my computer now and put a whole bunch of pop-ups. It's technically something different, so this technically wouldn't work for this. So you would probably know that, so I'll just go ahead and prevent you. Here's the issue, though. Here's what I'm going to say.
You rolled amnesia, didn't you?
He forgot even more.
Points it towards you. Geyer, all of a sudden, you remember everything.
Oh. Oh no, that's not good. His light flashed before his eyes.
Like it all like just comes barreling back in, and yeah, you dang it, you left your dogs out there. You just start remembering all these things.
Did he amnesia the amnesiac duck in it?
He amnesia the amnesia duck.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I forgot what I forgot to forget.
And now all of a sudden you guys once again you hear those. Oh no,
No, that's the.
Alsika,
Hmm?
I need you to make a will save with a bane, a will roll with a bane for me.
Okay. Let's be hilarious. Probably. I say with trying to make myself feel better right now. I'm fine.
Succeeds on both.
Nice.
So you feel that
Angry
you
little
feel this
person
like
doesn't get upset.
this thing trying to take control of your mind, and you fight it off. Geyer, you're up, and you know your name and know your purpose.
Immediately, I'm just going to turn and look in this room. Do I see a little statue piece sitting in here anywhere that's just out in the open?
Smart man.
You don't, but there's a lot of things around. Like there's little boxes and other kinds of things like everywhere.
Look under the wizard. Sometimes it's under the wizard.
Ain't nobody got time for that. And I remember everything that's been happening. So all the stuff that, like everything that's been going on since I lost my memory, that's all still in here?
Yep. Fully restored.
Guilt
Okay.
trip.
Geyer's going to walk up beside this guy and not action related, but just going to smack Belphis in the side after watching him try to cleave Calcica in half.
Must obey.
That was the best damage roll you've ever had.
Yeah, what's
And yeah, getting right up beside him, I'm just going to try to take a swipe at him. I'm going to pull out that poison dagger I found.
All right.
Take a swipe at him.
Ooh.
That'll hit.
He's gonna try to use his last turn to dodge it. And succeeds. Shifts out of the way at the last moment, Geyer. Rolled very well on the dodge.
Just a little. I'm going to look up at him. We might let you live if you tell us where the statue piece is.
What are you even talking about? And that ends his next turn because he used it to dodge. Calcica, you're up.
Okay. You know what? I hit. I'm not gonna do backstabbing just because I am running out of willpower and I'm afraid of Belphis right now.
As you should.
So I'm saving that for my dodging if I have to.
Somebody that can
go-
drill you for 14 points of damage, I'd be afraid of that too.
That's like insta death. That's my entire hit points.
Hold on, Kelska. Henry is gonna call out to you,
Mhm.
and he's gonna ask if he can take care of this first.
What does that mean, What are you talking about?
Mechanically switching roles. So I would go, in your turn, you would go next, setting you up for an attack.
That's the DM's call. As long Brittany's only stipulation is I want to keep my roll.
I would let you keep your roll.
Okay, then I don't care what order this goes in as long as I heard it.
All right. So I want to set her up with advantage on her attack with the top. So I'm gonna run in.
Okay,
Well, since I'm trying to keep my roll anyway, and I already hit, is that worth it?
well, I mean, you
That's
could
the
roll
thing,
again and try to get a better result and get possibly a dragon roll.
But if I roll again and miss, then I miss. Yeah.
No, you keep this. You keep these
Okay.
numbers anyway. You would just
Okay.
roll another time and add like another
See,
boon.
okay.
Basically, is what you do.
Okay.
So
That's assuming the topple is successful.
Yeah, the topple's got to be successful.
Hey, don't say that. All right, here we go with another topple attempt. Hopefully it works better than Gorm. That's 2 rolls. Well, no, that's still just 1 damn roll. Let me try it again.
The
All right.
number is a 12. They got to get
Yep.
a 15 or better. Oh, both succeed, but you got the better result. So it is toppled. So you get another roll on your attack, Alsica. As this creature stumbles upon the floor.
So a whole nother attack roll, yes.
You just get to make like one more what it would be D20 roll and see if you get a 1.
I do not, but I still hit for the same damage anyway.
Oh yeah. You did 8 damage?
Yep.
Alright, stabbing through for 8 damage.
If you are standing up but your enemy is lying on the ground, your attack gets a boon and inflicts an extra D6 damage.
Oh, extra D6 damage. Yeah, so
Okay.
roll a
One
D6.
moment, please. Do.
Crush that little...
Nah, I did not crush it.
Oh, you were real close.
Oh, don't tell me that!
As you stab down on it, like just black tarish ichor is flying out from this creature. It's screeching in pain and just writhing all around on the floor. To
He is
numeral.
still prone for Beltis and to numeral.
It's technically still prone. It's toppled, yes. To numeral, you're up with Beltis on deck.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna do another mental strike. And then need to decide what power level I want to do.
Elf lady, hit the one in the helmet. He tried to kill the little one.
When we kill this demon, he'll be back to normal.
Maybe not.
I will shove Beltis out a window. I will full Game of Thrones this crap.
Must destroy everyone.
Do it at power level 2.
Okay.
Oh, do I have to be within a certain... I'm gonna take a step forward because I need to be within 10 meters. Okay. I succeed.
You. So, to numeral, from the back, you hold out your hand, casting this spell towards this creature. That same pulse that happened before kind of shakes the whole room. And you see the creature start to stumble backwards as he's rolling across the floor, almost back into the flames, and he comes to his knees and looks up at all of you, this black ichor spewing out of his mouth. And the smoke is starting to pitter and putter out of his eyes a little bit as it's almost like a fire going out. And the creature just looks at all of you and says, "How dare you come in here? How dare you all ruin my fun? I shall return." And then all of a sudden you see his head start to shake and twist to the side, almost go completely sideways, and then explode and spray black ichor all over the room and all over everyone that's inside. And then everyone blacks out. And you go to darkness.
That's a great place to end the scene.
I would like to, but I want to do this first.
Okay.
You all awaken.
You froze for a minute, I heard, and then it's dark.
You all black out.
Oh, okay.
And you all awaken in a pile of rubble.
On top of or under?
Around. It's just around you. You're at a kind of like ground level.
Like ruins.
Are we
Ruins.
within?
You're in a ruin. Mm-hmm.
Are we within range of each other? Like I can see Beltis and.
Yeah, you all kind of come wake up. Like Beltis like moves a couple like ruined stones off to the side. I mean, there's vines and all kinds of stuff like wrapped around the ruins that you're.
Stands up immediately.
I'll tell.
Go ahead, Connery.
I'll tell you guys. I know that was an illusion because you guys still smell like dragon crap.
Yeah. Kalska's looking around for Canutus. Can I see a duck in the distance?
You do.
We're back, baby!
Geyer, there is
Numeral-
something like digging into your back. I guess you're kind of like pushing over.
Pull it up.
It's some kind. It's,
Behind my back.
it's a box.
Oh.
In it, you see this.
Oh yeah! Final piece, baby.
You have found the final piece. The Dragon Statuette. The head. The Dragon Emperor himself. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
What?